trailing 16-11. Spartans. Maxwell sends it off now to Stroud. Stroud, just an 8th grader out there, knocked down a 3 in the first quarter. Ball got loose, but chased down. The Lady-Spartans keep it going.
Nobody went to get it. We're just kind of playing definitely back on our heels right now.
You can tell the Trojanettes have been off 11 days. Hudson driving against Varney. Varney blocked the shot on her out of bounds.
Much more aggressive answer there, but still getting to the rim. Somebody slide over and take a charge on her and get her a little bit of foul trouble would be a much better answer.
Spartans with it, moving left to right here in this first half. Side of the floor is Alexis Martin, who just checked in. They've played about 8 or 9 players already. Stroud, wing 3, bottom. Wow.
That's 4 of them. They're 4 of 8.
Yeah, 4 of their 7 field goals from behind the arc. Go to Hudson on the left side. Hudson working against Varney out front. Filling the logo. High post to Maxwell. Maxwell gives it back to Hudson. Hudson wants to drive to the basket. Varney blocked it on it again. It goes off Hudson and out of bounds.
2 good answers by Abigail Varney. You see, she's a little frustrated with the way the game's going down 8. Almost 3 minutes gone in the second quarter, and she said, "You're not going to come in, drive it on me, and score." With 2 blocks, and that one ricocheted off of South Warren to get us the ball back. Now we just got to find some offense.
Atkinson in the backcourt, gives it to Gerald's. Pressure, lobs it back over to Atkinson, floats it up to McFall on the right side. She pulls up to the right elbow, fires a jumper, it's no good. Rebound comes off to Hudson for South Warren. Right side with it over Bay. Sends it out to Stroud. Left side to Maxwell. Maxwell fakes one way, goes the other against Riley Wilson. And here's Stroud with it. Wanted to shoot that 3 again. She's already made 2. There's a bad pass. Stroud and Atkinson fighting for it. And the foul will be on Atkinson. Her first, team's first for the second quarter. To the right baseline, gets the ball in play to Maxwell. Hands it back to Hudson, long range, fires up that 3 and knocks the bottom out of it.
They average just a little over 5 threes a game. They have that with 4 minutes to go in the half, and we turn it over again.
And that's another 3-point attempt. It's off the mark this time. Riley Wilson chasing down the rebound, gives it off to Atkinson. Atkinson races into the front court on the right side. Leaves it in the corner with McFall. She tries to go baseline and a foul.
Struggling because they're packing it in so much. They're bottom 3, but with the top 2, they're matching us up and really ball pressuring us. So we don't have passing angles. We don't have passing lanes. Nobody seems open. And when you couple that with the fact that we're not making shots, down 11, they've doubled us up, that it's just not a great recipe right now for what we got going on. And it's almost a mimic to what we saw at our place last year, as whether it's an 11-day break leading to an 11-point deficit or what, we just have no energy.
No, Hannah Bragg is in the ball game. The ball's going to come out of bounds. Barren County will get it back here at midcourt. Atkinson looking, gets it into Varney. Varney wants to drive with it right down the middle, goes under, lays it up and in.
The whole game, she's a little tired, but those little buckets will help energize maybe the whole team as well.
22-13, 3:48 to go in the first half. South Warren with a basketball. Out in the 3-point behind the arc is Alexis Martin, who just checked in, 5'5" senior. Again, South Warren is at 5 out of 8, or 5 threes out of 8 field goals here in the first half. Robert, you mentioned they only average 5 per game. Here's a shot of the baseline. It's an air ball knocked out of bounds by Hudson. And Barren County will have it with 3:22 to play.
Another good defensive play by Varney.
The Coca-Cola scoreboard. Open a Coke and enjoy the game. Glasgow girls lead Hart County after one, 17-16. Which is kind of a surprise. Here's McFall. Cross-court pass over to Atkinson. She's in a trap ball knocked away. Try to go to Barney with it. Here comes South Warren again. Martin fires it down low. In there to over the base. Shot goes up no good with the left hand. Atkinson with a rebound for the Trojanettes. Now she's in a trap. Gets rid of the basketball to McFall. McFall pushes across the timeline. McFall stops and fires it off to Strange from 15 out of the left corner. No good. Ball tipped around. Bragg grabs it, gives it back to Strange. Strange now stops and sends it out to Atkinson. Back left side, it comes to Strange, lobs it down low, and then to Bragg, turns, goes out there, puts it up, good off the window.
Good move, didn't get the full step through, but cleared herself enough to get it up off the left side. You got to cut into this lead with their best player on the bench right now.
Good Bragg with a 6-foot sophomore. The People's bank shot. It cuts the lead to 7. It's 22-15, South Warren.
Extend the pressure. They have no ball handlers on the floor. Really get after them right now. I know we're tired, but Hudson's checking in at the next break. You got to get a stop here.
Yeah, here's Martin trying to drive, and McFall reached in, grabbed it for a moment, but couldn't retrieve it. Out of the corner, 3-point shot that's no good. Chasing down the rebound is Atkinson, and a foul on South Warren. They're going to put it on Martin. Her first team's first of the second quarter. Hudson will return along with Lindsay for South Warren.
Got to do a better job in the pressure of coming to the basketball. We're trying to run away with it, get away with things that, we have at some point in the season, but come to it, secure it like we did there.
Bragg pulls up, gives it off to McFall. She'll fire up a three. It is off the back iron. And the rebound comes down to Hudson for South Warren. It's Overpay. Accelerating, pulls out the free throw line, gives it back to Hudson. They go right corner, wide open three is no good. Offensive rebound by Overpay. After this three from Jenna Lindsay. She'll bring it back out front to set it up. Down a minute 39 to play here in the first half. Over. Circles around, gives it off the right side there to Bowen. Bowen hands it back off now to Lindsay. Down a minute 25 to play. Getting a screen there. It's a moving screen. No call. Working with it is over there. Shot goes up. No good, but a foul. And it's on McFall. Her first, number 2 on the Trojanettes here in the quarter. Some changes in the Trojanette lineup. So we've got Katie Elmore, Abby Varney, and Ashley Atkinson, Katie Geralds, and Riley Wilson on the court right now for Coach Piper Lindsay. Wilson knocks it away from a high, but retreat back by the Lady-Spartans. So we're down to 1:10 left in the half. Right side with it is Lindsay. Lindsay brings it out to the middle to set it up. Got Elmore defending her. Crossover dribble to the right. Off the screen, she's going to drive. Lindsay throws it blocked by Varney and out of bounds.
We didn't hedge off the screen, but Abby made up for it again with another block. That's 3 this quarter on their drives to the rim.
And a pass comes into Maxwell. She'll give it back in the corner there to Hudson. Hudson trying to penetrate on the baseline. Can't. Double team. Loses it out of bounds. You give it to us. Got trapped in the corner right in front of Barren County bench.
They've only made 2 threes this quarter, and I really feel like we haven't cut into the deficit whatsoever. And the reason is we've only got 4 points ourselves.
Yep, they've scored 2 threes, and Barren has scored 2 twos. And that's it here in the second period. 48.8 to play before halftime. Ball comes into Geralds. Sends it over to Varney. In the middle goes to Elmore. Fires it up to Wilson. Breaks to the middle. Then lost the handle for a moment, and that's taken away from her by Overlay. They're going to get a foul on the Trojanettes. Wilson commits it. That's her first. Team's third of the quarter.
They average 44 points a game, so they're right on their mark. The problem was they had 16 of that in the first quarter, and we have not had the ball very much. They have big, long, offensive, drawn-out possessions in the half court, and then they extend their pressure and really minimize the time we have the ball.
Yep. Comes out to Lindsay. She's guarded by Elmore. She's picked up her dribble, needs help. Coming out to get it is Maxwell. Down to 18 seconds to play. Lindsay Now covered up. Needs some help. And then Elmore reaches in and diving forward to the floor. And we're going to have a foul. Elmore
had her on the ground and then went over top of her to try to tie it up. That's an automatic foul.
8.8 seconds to go here in this first half. Overbay gets it out to Hudson. Hudson on the dribble, going off the screen to the right. She's going to drive to the basket, push it up. It is no good. Ball tips to Varney, and not have time to get a shot off. That's the end of the first half, and it is a 22-15 lead for South Warren over Barren County here at halftime. We'll return with our halftime report, brought to you by Extreme Cheer. After this break, you're following the Trojanettes on 104.7 The Score.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is, I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and it has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
Building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And you know, sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our Project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 little pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
What I really like about with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
But we're lanes, just really taking us completely out of what makes us feel comfortable offensively. It didn't help that Shelby Bird, who's been playing really well for us, got 2 early fouls, didn't play the majority of the first half, where, one of her first starts tonight, maybe her first start of the year tonight. Just a different role for her, and she picked up those fouls and never really got involved. So hopefully she can get back, help us offensively, give us another option. But as I've said multiple times, we're going to have to knock down some open shots to get them to expand their zone, maybe even come out of their zone maybe at some point. But down 7 is not an ideal place to be. We fought back last year, but couldn't get the job done trying to play from behind. We are here again tonight in our first game of 2024.
Get the local news, information about local events, and much more that you need to know from Barren County and Glasgow online by logging on to GlasgowNews1.com. And make sure you check out James Brown and John Butler. They were on this afternoon, the Brown Sports Bag. We're going later on Monday afternoons at 4 o'clock on 104.7 The Score. Again, the score here at halftime of the girls' game is South Warren 22, Barren County 15. Trojans and the Spartans in Game 2 coming up later tonight. And then after tonight, we'll be off until Friday night. We'll head down to Warren East for a District 15 doubleheader. And then next Tuesday, Saturday, the Trojans will be in action down at the German American Bank Classic at Bowling Green High. And they'll take on Nashville Whites Creek. That'll be at 3:45 on Saturday afternoon. It'll be the second of 5 games, I believe, that day at the German American Bank Classic. When we come back, we'll get set for our second half. The Farmers RACC Jackie Browning second half and our third quarter of action brought to you by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Again, the score here at the break at South Warren Lady-Spartans 22, Barren County Trojanettes 15. As you're following the Trojanettes on 104.7 The Score.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real-life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class, hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
Medical Detectives is part of the Project Lead the Way curriculum, a feeder to the biomed program at the high school. One of the things that I really enjoy about this class is that it does expose the students to a number of different medical careers and give them ideas that there are numerous potential career opportunities for somebody in the medical field.
I would definitely recommend the class for someone who has interest in medical sciences. And you'll learn a lot about the brain, vital signs, and just all around a lot about science.
Classes that we're offering here with Project Lead the Way, it allows them to have those real-world problems where they're able to connect with each other, connect across soft skills that they're able to develop and work through those problems together. And so within our school, within our district, we provide lots of different opportunities for students to learn, to grow. And so that's what our goal here is at Barren County Middle School, is to empower students through our learning opportunities.
As we get set for the second half, Barren County trailing 22-15. Not a whole lot of fouls committed in that first half. There were 6 total on Barren County in the first half, 2 on South Warren in the first half of play.
See where we can, what kind of adjustments we made at halftime. Piper didn't really didn't get in a situation where she needed it and then had to call a timeout. You've got to play through it and figure some things out, those situations with some different lineups out there. Down 7 is not the end of the world. Clearly we can come back from that. They are going to want to continue to do everything they did in the first half and continue to shorten the game, limit the time. Time of possession is a football thing, definitely not a basketball thing, but they want to keep our time of possession to a minimum and really shorten the game for us with their ball possession.
Team still in the huddle, getting last-minute instructions from the coaches.
No real foul trouble for outside of Shelby, right? I feel like with the new foul rule, and you may back me up or disagree, but I feel like the new foul rule has caused officials to call less fouls. I don't know if it's a repercussion of the foul rule or just how the game's being called, but this one's kind of like the boys' game, the last boys' game I did. They just let them play, and I'm not against that as long as it's even both ways.
Trojanettes will start the second half with Katie Gerald and Ashley Atkinson, Abby Varney, Taylor Strange, and Addison McFall. And it's South Warren basketball as they move from right to left here in the second half of play. Overbay gives it to Hudson, right side, works against Varney, back out to Overbay. Overbay goes in the middle to Maxwell, back out to Hudson. Now Hudson wants to drive, goes to the basket, throws it up too short. Ball ripped out of the air by Atkinson. Atkinson pushes it down, goes inside, a lot of traffic, 1-on-4, and they've got a foul going to be called against South Warren. Overbay commits her first foul of the third quarter against South Warren.
Like the aggressiveness, just taking to the rim. I felt like in the first half, we were kind of shying away from the rim and throwing it away back out the perimeter more than looking to score.
Atkinson barely hit the right side of the rim on the first free throws. She only shoots like 33.5% from the foul line. Atkinson. And missed that one badly too. Rebound comes off to Lindsay. She brings it in front court to set it up. Goes right side, hands it off to Hudson, gets a screen from Maxwell, dribbles with the left hand, and it's poked away by Atkinson, goes back in the back court. Hudson now being defended by Abby Varney, and there's going to be a bumping foul. Her first, team's first of the third.
It's okay when you just have a foul, or actually no fouls, to get your first that way.
Lindsay to toss it in, comes out to Overbay. Gets it over to Bolin. Back to Overbay. Back over to Bolin on the right side, guarded by Gerald. Gives it back to Overbay once again. Goes into the middle to Lindsay. Lindsay wants to drive right of the lane, and she lost it out of bounds.
Pressure again. It's just a 2-2-1 pressure, and we try to run a little loop out of it and get it across there easy.
And McFall stops top of the key, throws it away.
We get it across, but we didn't get settled down and continued. Part of it, sometimes you get it over the line, but you're still kind of in that go, go, go mode, and you want to get rid of it like we did there, and we got rid of it to nobody for our first turnover of the half.
Overbay angling off to the right side. And gives it out to Hudson, launches a long three that's no good. An offensive rebound to Overbay, saved it and going out of bounds. Lindsay in the left corner trying to get around McFall, goes under, puts it up and in.
And that worked on the boards.
24-15, South Warren leads it. Here's Varney getting across the timeline, races down, stops, goes under, flips it up. No, trying to draw the foul there. Maxwell has it, gives it off to Hudson. She races down the floor, pulls up, can't shoot the three, throws it back to Maxwell. Left side, Lindsay heads toward the paint with foul on McFall. Her second, team second of the third. Shelby Bird will come in for Addison McFall. And a South Warren basketball. Hudson gets it into Maxwell, turns, gets around Strange, throws it up, no good, and a foul on Strange. Her first, team's third, and a third. Yeah, I think South Warren played Thursday. They played 2 games on Friday. They played on Saturday. They've had 4 games the last 6 days. And Barron's been off the last 11 days. Maxwell connects on the first point of the game.
Makes a difference, but it's not an excuse.
No, it's not. You know. But you can tell we've been off 11 days. 26-15, Barren. Ball knocked out. Turnover by Barren. And 3 by Hudson. No, missed it badly, but a rebound in there by Overpay. We're just out hustling the Trojanettes.
We've almost thrown in the towel. It's like we're not even responding to being down double digits.
No. Ball knocked away by Gerald, but goes back to Overbay. Allen County Scottsville leads 36-33 over Greenwood at halftime in the girls' game. Ball gets knocked away, loose ball, but picked up by Lindsay. They throw it underneath, wide open. Stroud missed a shot underneath. Battle for the rebound. Shelby Bird gets rid of it off to Atkinson. Long looping pass on the diagonal in the corner to Gerald. Now Gerald feeds it off underneath the string. She puts it up, gets tripped, goes to the floor. Foul on South Warren. Maxwell picks up her second foul. It's the second one on the Lady-Spartans.
I wouldn't be against. I know we have a shorter bench. We've played 9 tonight, but we have not distributed those minutes evenly as she knocked down that first free throw. I wouldn't be against throwing some kind of pressure at South. I think they have limited ball handlers, and I would do it especially when they pull Hudson out. They have some strange substitution patterns. We've seen that over the last couple of years with them. She's out there right now, but if we could take her away and really pressure them, I think it would help.
Strange puts it up and in. Gets 2 in a row there for her first 2 points of the ball game. It's 26-17.
Going to have to do something to speed the game up. Down 9, you're going to have to really speed the game up. We're going to go a 1-3-1 and try to do something different.
As Lindsay
take the ball, good one right in front of them.
Could have smacked that one away. Lindsay, and she dropped it on the baseline. A little out of control.
And I'm not going to say I told you so, but when you try to speed them up, they don't have the ball handling that can handle it, and they turn it over right there.
Yep. Here's Gerald in the backcourt, gives it to Varney. Varney gets it across the line, splits the defenders, loses a handle, turnover again. Here comes Hudson for the 3, and it's no good. Rebound Overpay, back up no good. Ball's tipped out, Elmore's got it for the Trojanettes. Elmore driving, going all the way to the bucket, puts it up, missed it. Rebound Bird, back up and in. Shelby Bird with their first 2 points in the basketball game, and it's 26-19. Barren back within 7. They trailed by 11 at one time. Comes out to Overbay. Overbay, another dribble into a trap. And then bounces it off to Hudson. Hudson now in a trap. Bounces back to Overbay. Here's Ashley Overbay out to Abigail Overbay. They go down low to Stroh. And in the lane, here's a shot going up and in for Abigail Overbay.
You tell us someone working on, not solid, but I think it has potential to kind of create some chaos there.
Underneath, Bird from Varney puts it up and in.
Best we've broken the pressure all night. Some diagonal passes, cross-court passes, layups, but it's still down 7.
28-21, 3:42 to go here in the third period. Right side it goes to Hudson. Hudson works to go around Varney and foul on Abigail Varney. That is number 2.
That's put us in the bonus. They'll put them in the bonus too, won't it?
Is that 4 or 5? That's 4.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was 5, but we'll take it 4.
South Warren has committed 2 fouls here in this quarter. Comes out to Hudson.
We're still in the 1-3-1. Moved Atkinson to the point now.
Cross pass off to Lindsay. Fired down to Maxwell. She's in a trap now. The left side has it deflected. Loose ball picked up by Gerald. Abigail, Elmore. Elmore's down the middle of the lane. Goes underneath and she's fouled. So Katie Elmore will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
They're not even picking us up before you get to the second volleyball line, the service line, which is about 6 feet from the bucket. So you just got to continue to drive it there. Good recognition by Elmore.
Elmore puts it up, no good.
Well, we got to cash in on free throws.
Barren County's just 2 of 5 from the foul line during the third quarter. Stroud checks out for South Warren. And they got Ashley Overbay back in. More shot this time is good for her first point of the game. 28-22, Barren back within 6. 3:13 to play in the third period. Here's Lindsay in a trap. Gets rid of the basketball to Bowling. Back out to Lindsay. Now Lindsay, pass deflected up in the air. Barren grabs it, sends it off to Atkinson. Atkinson goes under, puts it up. It is no good. Rebound, Gerald. Gerald is going to be fouled. And this will be the 4th foul of the quarter on South Warren. Lindsay commits her first personal. So is it the 5th?
No.
Okay. I thought it was 4.
He motioned the
shooting foul?
Yeah, so that's why I was going with free throws, because he put 2 fingers up there.
Yeah. Ball comes out deep to Bird. Bird bounce pass in there to Varney. Fakes, goes under with the left hand. Lays it up. Oh, it came off the rim. And the rebound comes off to South Warren.
Tough possession there. 2 layups. Just missed barely.
Going to cut it to 4 right there. Now here out with it is Maxwell. Goes back to Overbay. They set it down on the corner there to Bowling. Bowling now gives it to Overbay. Back out now to Maxwell. Here's Hudson in the right wing. Back out now to Maxwell. 2:25 left in the third. Barren down by 6. Pass, bad one. It's right in the middle. It's Elmore. Picks it off. Elmore drives, angles off to the right. It was deflected and
out of bounds.
Out of bounds to South Warren.
They don't want to play offense, to be honest with you. South Warren, that's part of why they want to, as they call it, timeout here, as we cut it, we're within 6, even though they got the ball. They don't want to play offense. Part of it's a defensive strategy, just keeping the ball out of our hands, but they're not comfortable handling the basketball. They're not comfortable running plays. They're not comfortable with that kind of stuff. So when you force them to put on the floor, when you force them to pass it, they make some mistakes. They got 5 turnovers this quarter. They only had 2 the whole first half because we didn't have a whole lot of ball pressure. So I like the change, but I want to see our body language change too. Part of our body language right now says we can't come back. We can't make up the 6-point deficit. I want to see some fight from our kids that shows that we're, a top 2 or 3 team in the region, and that we shouldn't be losing this game to a team that has a losing record, right?
Right, 5-6. They came in, Lady-Spartans in the Dave Cantrell ratings, number 9 in the region. Barren County was number 3. And then the Bowling Green Daily News Prep poll, if you think it's just the 4th region teams, Barren County rated 2nd. South Warren rated 11th.
Let's see, if you do the Cantrell rating, we are let's round them up to 58. We're a 16-point favorite tonight.
Yeah.
And we're down 6.
2:14 to play here in the third period. South Warren 28, Barren County 22. Hudson's going to bring it up to the Lady-Spartans. Left to Lindsay. They go down to Overbay. Back out to Lindsay. Trojanettes still trying to trap the ball everywhere it goes. Back out front is Overbay. Now Overbay being chased. Pass to the right side. Lindsay goes down inside. Shot put up and in by Maxwell.
That was a design play out of the timeout. They executed really well, and we didn't have any backside help.
30-22. Farney down the middle. Goes to the right. Angles it off. Shot good and a foul.
A bump foul from... Well, Abby did right into her body. Get an and one opportunity. We've got to continue to speed the game up. They don't have ball handlers. They don't want to play offense. And really, even though they sub a ton, I don't think they're as conditioned as we are playing the whole game.
And here's Varney's free throw. It's good.
Get back in that 1-3-1. And after going to be back at the point, we're trying to force them to their weak side over here towards us to the left. But they've moved Hudson to the top of that to see if they can make some better decisions and have less turnovers.
And Hannah Brack back in the game now for the Trojanettes. Playing that 1-3-1, trying to trap it. 1.5 minutes to go, and there's another turnover. Here's Elmore. Elmore angling off to the right. Heads back right, and now picked up off the floor by Atkinson, and she's going to be fouled.
Probably get rid of that just a second. You center it up, go left and right, and if you have some space, make the defense make a decision. We could have gotten a layup out of that instead. Atkinson gets to go to the free throw line to see if she can make up for those 2 earlier misses.
2 shots for Atkinson. First one, good. Right down the middle of the line.
That looks like a really good free throw shooter.
After missing her first 2 badly. It was on Ashley Overbay, I believe. Her second. Atkinson for one more and got it.
Those look really good compared to the last pickup.
Barren back within 3, 30-27. Minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Overbay being chased into a trap. And she won't.
7 turnovers. It's amazing. If we can kind of continue to put some points on offense, hopefully that'll give us a little energy to keep trapping them, keep forcing them into turnovers.
Hannah Bragg hands it off to Atkinson. Sends it straight away over to Elmore. 1:08 to play in the third. Back to Atkinson. Heads toward the middle of the court. Bounce pass over to Bird in the right wing. Now Bird looking, one dribble. Ooh, a dangerous pass. It's deflected up in the air, caught by Overbay. They try to feed it to Varney. Overbay gets it across. Now here's a 3. It is no good. Ball bumped around and taken by Atkinson. Trojanettes can tie it on a 3. And it's Elmore on the right side. Back to Atkinson. Sends it left over to Varney. In the corner, Bird floats it down low. Bragg turns, fires, misses it badly. But chased down and rebounded by Elmore. Back out to Atkinson. 27 seconds to play in the quarter. Atkinson bounce pass the middle to Elmore underneath. Is put up and in by Bragg.
Nice high-low action. And I'm not concerned they're taking the last shot. I just want a good shot to get it back to a one-point game.
As Lindsay gets with the basketball to Stroud. 9 seconds left. They feed it down to Hudson. They throw it back in the corner for a 3-point. Partially blocked. Put up on a reverse up and in by Hudson.
That's a tough way to end the quarter. We off that after and got the putback.
So after 3, it's South Warren 32, Barren County 29. We'll return with the fourth quarter after this timeout. So you're following the Trojanettes on 104.7 The Score.
It's not about having kids know content knowledge, like, hey, I memorized this order of things, or I know that. It's actually basically like a knowledge acquisition process. Do I know how to get knowledge? Do I know how to research? What's my question? How do I know when I've learned this? How do I know when I'm ready to go to the next thing? So for them in the STEAM process, what we look at is, what's our question first? What are we trying to accomplish? What's our goal when it's all said and done? I try to have models for the kids. We discuss things. We look at examples from the real world. And ultimately in the end, they have to figure out the engineering process for themselves. I'll provide them with materials. I'll provide them with instruction, even some direction. But ultimately in the end, they have to build these things. And that's the kind of real world stuff they're going to have to work through. That stuff will take them far beyond what they learn here. It's all about trying things, taking risk, and then applying what you've learned in a classroom to what you do in life, and then being able to develop techniques that you can use outside these walls.
Final 8 minutes of this girls' game. Trojanettes trailing 32-29 to South Warren. And this fourth quarter, sponsored by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. Barren County will have the basketball here at midcourt on the near side. And Atkinson gets it out to Elmore to set it up. Now they're trying to trap the ball. Here's Atkinson, dribbles out of the trap, stops and looks, fires it over to Elmore. Elmore back over to Atkinson to the right side, looking up top now to Gerald's. Back left side, it goes to Elmore. Cross-court pass over to Gerald's for a 3, no good. They got a foul underneath the basket.
Gerald's has hit the only 3 we've got tonight, and that lined up a really good look off the flare screen. Hit the front of the rim, and they got called for a foul on the rebound. I didn't really see much, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Comes in the corner of Gerald's, out to Elmore. Gives it to Varney. Can't shoot, out of the corner. Here's Gerald's down low. Here's a shot put up and in by Bragg, and a foul. Stroud.
And it just caught it. Release and absorb the contact. You throw it high off the backboard like that, you give yourself a chance even when you get contact. I like it.
And so Hannah Bragg with a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play and can tie it up here with 7:32 to play.
These are those kind of games that you just got to get through. You figure out a way to win, and you go back and practice and fix things.
Bragg missed the shot, but rebound to Farney. Gives to Atkinson. Diagonal pass off the elbow. And to Bragg. She puts it in.
Got more offensive rebounds in this half than we did the whole game. And those offensive putbacks get us ahead for the first time.
First time tonight. The lead by Barren County 33-32. A foul on Farney. And I believe that's her third.
Abby tried to take a chance, but her reaction time was a little slow. And instead of knocking the ball away, she ends up knocking down a South Warren player.
Barren County trailed by 11 points in this game at one time, and have come back to take a 1-point lead with 7:13 remaining. Here's Overbay in a trap, bounce pass off to Lindsay. Lindsay in a trap back to Overbay. They go in the corner. Back out around the perimeter. They go down inside. A shot out of the right corner for three is no good. And rebound to Bragg. Picked it up off the floor. Gives to Elmore. Trojanettes with a chance to extend the lead. Elmore bounce pass in the corner. Atkinson from 17. Got it!
That's a tough shot. Emery's won a walk bad, but that was just a hop into a shot that no official calls anymore.
35-32. Barren County with a 3-point lead. Right side it goes to Bolin. She's in a trap. Cross-court pass over to Lindsay in the corner. Here's a three-pointer in the air. No, missed it badly. Barely brushed the iron to the right side of the rim from the left corner. Barren County with the basketball. Atkinson sends it over to Elmore. Here's Farney with it, left corner. Farney, cross-court pass deflected by Lindsay. They try to go to Gerald's in the right corner with it. Deflected out of bounds, and a save with the Trojanettes.
It's not one of the spots you take it out anymore, but we'll take the ball.
Yeah. Atkinson gets it into Gerald's, feeds to Farney.
No hand mismatch.
Now back out to Gerald's for a three. It's no good. The rebound comes off to Maxwell for South Warren. Laid that one and put a Trojanettes up by 6. And here's a shot out of the left corner for three. It's an air ball. Barren County's got it. Here comes Farney. Farney, down the left side. He stops, dumps it off. Gerald turns, has a shot blocked, and out of bounds. Hudson blocking a shot on Gerald. He'll stay with the Trojanettes. Taylor Strange coming back in for Coach Piper Lindsay for Hannah Bragg. Hannah Bragg getting some good minutes there.
Played well. The buckets there let us, actually got us the lead back. Or we lead for the first time.
Yeah. 5:47 to play. Atkinson will trigger it in on the right baseline. Looking. Gonna have to hurry. Finally gets it into Farney. Gets trapped between two players. Ball's loose. And a foul on Atkinson. Trying to reach in on Lindsay.
One very strong with it there and tried to force something up instead of kicking it back out. And we just couldn't corral it. Get the ball back. Still a one-possession game. Plenty of time left here. 5:45.
Lindsay gets rid of it over there. Right side it goes over to Hudson. Hudson goes baseline cut off, double team. And here's a cross-court pass, wide open, three look in the air. That is bouncing off the rim. Rebound, baseline shot, good. As Maxwell knocks it down from the left baseline. 35-34, Barren County by 1, 5:13 to go. Here's Strange on the near side. Atkinson back to Strange. And after getting it across, it comes to Gerald. Feeds it to Varney, the left elbow. Gives to Atkinson for the three. It is off the back of the iron. Hudson with a rebound, and they lost it out of bounds. And Barren County will call a timeout. Riley Wilson's going to check back into the Trojanette lineup after the timeout. As we have 4:56 to play here in the basketball game, Barren County leading 35-34. You're following our coverage on 104.7 FM and 1230 AM, WCDS Glasgow, online at 104thescore.com, and on PCHS Live tonight. You got it pulled up over there, Robert, on YouTube.
Been a weird game.
It really is.
We gave up, 16 points in the first quarter to South Warren, and it's taken them the rest of the game. They just now went over, scoring 16 points again with that last corner jumper there. So we have rebounded a little bit. up from that poor first quarter, but we have not played well offensively either. We made some poor decisions, but when it's all said and done, even with those turnovers, we've given up a ton of offensive rebounds to them. They probably got more offensive rebounds than we got total rebounds. When it's all said and done, we still have a point lead, and we have a chance to win a game that we have probably at times not deserved to win.
Atkinson gets it inbounds in the corner to Gerald's. She dribbles it out. Now she's picked up her dribble, bounces it off to Elmore. Elmore getting pressure from Lindsay, drives it right side, leaves it off in the corner. Atkinson from 15, and spins in.
Tough shot falling backwards. They still got enough on it to get it over the rim and spin it in.
County 37, South Warren 34. Here's Hudson with it, long range left. Bounces it out to Lindsay, trying to split the trap. Might got away with a walk there. They're going to pass in the right corner to Overbay. Yeah, here's Lindsay, swings it left. Hudson in the corner, left three, no air ball. Underneath, put up and in by Maxwell.
Offensive rebounds killing you. You are forcing them into some tough shots. They haven't hit a three the whole half, and we just can't clean it up.
Well, here's Gerald's in the backcourt, going to get it across the line. She does. 37-36 Trojanettes. Here's Atkinson with the basketball. Atkinson working against Hudson. Right side, hands it off to Elmore. Now Elmore turns against Lindsay, drives in, blocking foul on Lindsay, and that's going to be number 2, I believe, on her. Riley Wilson checking out. Taylor Strange back in for Coach Piper Lindsay. 3:45 to play. Somebody's got to come get it. Picked off by Overbow. And then stolen back by Varney. Came in from behind to swipe it away. Here's Atkinson out front.
They're playing man. We got to run a set here. They've gone man. Just run your offense.
Yeah. And we've got a
legal screen on Abby Varney. It's out forward.
On Abby Varney.
And that was a terrible call.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I wasn't looking down.
I just watched the replay because I'm about a second behind on BC Live. Terrible call. Perfectly set. Just didn't deserve that.
Here's Lindsay. Works her way out of the trap on the left side. Goes to the corner to Overbay. Now Overbay fires it down inside. A shot put up and in. That is going to be Abigail Overbay's second field goal. And now South Warren has retaken the lead, 38-37. Atkinson gives to Strange. Strange gets it across the line. Taylor Strange pulls up, dumps it down to Varney, posted up inside, caught up and no good, but a foul. We'll send Abby Varney to the charity line for 2 shots. Foul is on Abigail Overbay.
That was a different looking offensive possession, but Taylor did a good job handling the ball, getting it in the paint to Abby, who had a chance to score it. But instead gets 2 free throws and pulls us back even with that first one. Still 3 minutes to play, long way to go.
2:56, tied at 38. Varney can give the Trojanettes the lead once again. It's on the way, and it's good.
I think she's played the whole game. And
she's
going to get a little break here.
Won't be much, but
Shelby's got to come back in for her. And Abby with those 4 fouls gets a breather. And we always have, I think we got 4 timeouts left to get her back in anytime we need to.
Yeah. Hudson with the basketball for South Warren. Gets it across the line. She's in a trap. Bounce pass right over to Lindsay. Lindsay now looking. Now feeds it on the high post. Knocked down, but couldn't get it. It's Overbow in a trap. Timeout by South Warren. With 2:39 to go. Barren County 39. South Warren 38. When you can't get to the games to follow Barren County Trojan and Trojanet basketball, you now have all these options to listen or watch the games live. You can listen on air at 12:30 a.m. and 104.7 FM. You can listen and watch at 104thescore.com. You can listen and watch on the 104 The Score app on your smartphone. You can watch on youtube.com/BCHS Live. You can also watch the games on EPB Channel 19 or SCRTC Channel 97. There's lots of options in listening and or watching Barren County High School basketball this season from 104 The Score.
Go, 1-point lead. we actually are in the bonus the rest of the way. South Warren's committed 4 fouls, and they have the possession if it were to come into play. The recipe for them defensively, and as they've got the ball coming out of the timeout, get the ball out of Hudson's hands, who's their best player. We have done a pretty good job on her. She had 8 at the half and only 2 this rest of the half. She's got 10 for the game. Average is 17. But get it out of her hands and trap everybody else.
Basketball, as it comes out to Hudson.
We're in man, but we're going to trap out of it, I think.
Goes off to the left side. Now wants to drive with it against Atkinson. It's cut off. Comes out to Lindsay, back to Hudson. Goes down low, and then to Overbow, back around the perimeter to the right side. Now Maxwell with it out front. Gives it back to Hudson. 2:17 to play. Barren County up by 1, 39-38. Hudson working the right side, wants to drive it against Atkinson. Forces up the shot. It's no good. Ball's loose, picked up by Atkinson. Bragg and Strange in there battling for it. Kind of rolled off the back of her shoulder. So getting some pressure off her. Oh, she got away with it.
Oh, they just missed it. She stepped on the timeline.
She didn't see it. The official did not see it. Here's Shelby Bird. They go to Atkinson. 3 in the air. Got it! Boy, that's a big shot.
Wow, it was. And she shot the ball pretty well. It's almost like after she bricked those 2 free throws, something clicked, and she shot it pretty well after that. And that's a big 3 from her. Timeout Piper and gets Abby back in the game. 1:43 to go in our first 2-possession lead. Big shot.
And actually, Atkinson 7 points in this quarter, 7, and 2 of 4 from the foul line, all in the second half.
We have by far the easiest angle of anybody to this half-court stripe. I mean, I'm sitting right on it. But she did. She came back over the timeline, and the way, even with the 3-man crew, you're ahead of the timeline, and you can't get back necessarily to see it all the time. So break for the Trojanettes, you get a 3 out of it. Take a break every now and then. We have plenty to go the other way. Thankfully, there's no review in high school. Nobody's coming over here grabbing my monitor.
Right. South Warren basketball, Barren County with their largest lead at 4. It's 42-38. 1:38 to go in the ball game. Lindsay with it for South Warren. Gets rid of it over to Hudson. Hudson back out front. Lindsay swings it left side, Overbow. Over there, back out to Lindsay. Had an open look at a 3, but didn't take it. Passes it off to Hudson. Now Hudson getting a double screen out top here. Goes left, reverses back to the right. Elmore trying to stay with her. And they go down low, and then a Maxwell up and under move, puts it up and in.
Good move. They got it in the post just from the straightaway position, and she made a good up and under move.
42-40. Oh, bad pass. Going to go off Strange and out of bounds.
Got 3 timeouts left. We got to make smart decisions and make sure everybody's in the right spot here. 7th turnover of the half. The repeat for the game.
And now a 2-point ball game. Barren County leading. 55 seconds to play. South Warren with the basketball, and Bird stripped it away, but loose on the floor. Hudson picks it up, and timeout by South Warren.
I think he was afraid. Emery was afraid she was going to stand up, and she almost did enough for me to think about calling a walk if I'm an official. But in that situation, you let it play out probably. I don't know why it's hard to do. We got to put a little bit more pressure on Hudson when she gives it up. You don't want her to get it back. I know the post player there made a nice little move, but you've got to have somebody get her the ball. If we're keeping it out of Hudson's hands completely, I'm fine with everybody else beating us, but I don't want her who scores. If they average 44 a game, she scores, about a third of their points on the year.
Now, Maxwell has 10 of South Warren's 18 points in the second half. She only averages 7 a game. 50.6 to play. South Warren's basketball. Comes out to Hudson.
Got a foul to give if we need to.
Over to Overbay. And Trojanettes Trying to trap the ball, leaving a wide open three in the corner that is no good. Rebound Overbay, throws it back up high and in. Hit the top of the backboard and went in. Ties it up at 42. And they've got a foul in the backcourt.
Got lucky there, just to be honest with you. But we'll get an and one, or not an and one, but a two-shot bonus out of this.
Yeah, it's on Overbay, her second. And Abby Varney will go to the free throw line with 28.7 to play. Tied game at 42.
Got her to miss another three, but that'd be if they didn't get an offensive board and a putback. That's just been something we've had a hard time dealing with.
Varney hits the first. 6 out of 6. Gives her 14 points.
I think we got 3 timeouts. They've got 2, if I'm not mistaken, so a ton of timeouts left either way.
Second shot for Varney in there.
Stood up there and just knocked him down.
28.7. Now they got to go to work on defense here. Hudson. 22 seconds to play. 44-42 Trojanettes. Hudson up 3. No good off to the left. Loose ball is thrown back out to Hudson. Hudson with 12 seconds. Hudson on the move to the right against Atkinson. Throws it up. It's no good. Ball's loose. Burns got it. She's going to be fouled. With 4.9.
Looks at it, to be honest with you. Some really good looks, and they haven't hit a 3 this half. They're 0 of 12 after they hit 5 of 11 in the first half. They just went ice cold.
Shelby Bird at the line, a 59.5% foul shooter. First one good.
Make this one, it's over.
45-42 Trojanettes. And
South Warren.
Diane Emery will call a timeout here with 4.9 to play. Barren County 45, South Warren 42. Trojanettes trailed by as many as 11. It was 26-15 at one time, South Warren. And since that time, the Trojanettes have scored 30 points to South Warren 16. Coming up later tonight, we got the Trojans and the Spartans. Always a competitive game here at South Warren on their floor.
Well, we don't play, girls don't play again to Friday, right? It's a district game. Yes. We go down to Warren East to, Warren East is actually rated ahead of us in RPI that came out today. Not in any of the polls, but, you know, that's a win we've got to have to continue our district streak, continue the 1 seed quest, if you will. But there's some things we got to, you said, it's a lot of it's 11-day layover, but there's some things that Piper can't be happy with. The offensive boards, you know, just the careless turnovers that we made, defensive mistakes, miscommunication lapses. I don't want to, you know, exemplify the negatives, but those are things you have to clean up if you want to beat a Franklin team who I think, you know, if they're really number 12 in the state, this effort tonight, we'll get it. This team, Franklin, got beat this team by 40.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, just put in perspective where we are. You know, Shelby can ice it here, and we take a win, we get out of here, but we got some things that we've got to clearly work on.
Shelby Bird, one more free throw. The inside the way, and it is good.
Don't just get away from everybody.
Two-possession game. Comes into Overbay. Throws it up court. Here's Stroud. Fires up a 3 at the buzzer. Banked it in.
Coming out with 3/10 left. It's okay. That's their first, as I mentioned, their first 3. I think it's 1 of 13 for the half. And they got 3/10 left. Can't do anything with it. All we got to do is get it in and touch it, and it's over.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where I'd probably put Abby back there and just throw it deep, and all we got to do is somebody touch it, and the game's over. And you take a 1-point win. And oddly enough, they end the game, if this is where it ends, just 1 point over their season average at 45 after scoring 16 in the first quarter. But we're well, I think we average a lot more than that.
56.3 is what we average on the season.
We'll finish just 10 below our average.
Yeah.
I think we were more at 62 or something like that before we went to that Christmas tournament, so that went down over those 4 games. But you're playing top teams in the state too.
Yeah, scored 38 against Franklin County and 39 against Taylor County. That's what brought it down.
So just get it in, and after you're going to throw it in, throw it deep, touch it, it's over.
Just don't hit the backboard.
Yeah. Get it in. Timeout. Piper yelled timeout. Piper yelled timeout way before.
Elmore jumped out of bounds to get the ball from, here's Atkinson, but
I'm not being critical here, but we can't run the baseline now after the timeout. You're trying to be way too fancy here. You're trying to be way too fancy.
Just throw it down the floor. Let somebody touch it.
Just throw it down the floor.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you still do have the baseline because it wasn't a change of possession. It was just a timeout. Right. There wasn't a violation. So we still have that, but just throw it in and let somebody touch it. That's what. They can't actually put up a physical shot with 0.3 of a second.
Coca-Cola scoreboard update. 6 minutes left in the girls' game. Park County 51, Glasgow 44. And I thought I had another one here. Allen County, Scottsville 60, Greenwood 44. With 3 minutes left in the ball game. That's a girls' score as well. All right. 0.3 of a second. Barren County 46, South Warren 45. Atkinson to throw it in. Gets it into Varney. That's it. And the Trojanettes survive here after trailing by 11 at one time. Come back and defeat South Warren 46-45. The final score. We'll be back after this break. Talk with Coach Piper Lindsay, and we'll start our post-game coverage here in a moment on 104.7 The Score.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and it has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it and do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
Building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And you know, sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our Project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
Trojanettes come from behind and defeat South Warren 46-45. Coach Piper Lindsay. Hey, well, I'll let you talk about it.
Well, a little rusty, but we found a way, and I think that's what good teams do. We struggled early. We missed a lot of easy shots around the basket. We didn't have much energy. You know, that's one thing we talked about in the locker room. We got to find a way to be active. And Hudson's hard to guard. I mean, we didn't really do a very good job on her early. Should have done a better job of kind of hedging a little harder and getting her, let her get rid of it. But regardless, like I said, the second half, I thought our zone really hurt them some. We were able to get some easy baskets. We made some shots, and we got to the free throw line. That was the other challenge we gave them at halftime. I think we went to the free throw line twice the first half, and it's like, all right, let's find a way to score more points, and that finally worked for us.
Well, you did hold Hudson to 10 points. She averages 17 and a half a game, only 2 points in the second half.
Yeah, and that was an adjustment. I thought Ann Ashley did a really, really good job on her. Her length, of course, Ann Ashley, she's been struggling a bit, so we were glad to see that she had a heck of a game. I think she had 11. Yeah. Right. So Ann Ashley was big for us tonight. Of course, she's having to handle the ball, but yeah, I thought we did a good job defensively, much better in the second half against her.
And I thought your trap really was effective there, the second half, especially forcing them some turnovers.
Yeah, we were moving, jumping to the basketball. they were kind of out of characteristic some, and so I think that did help us.
Yeah, well, a good, well, I don't know if you got an ugly win. That's better than a bad loss, right?
I don't care how you, what descriptive word you want to use. We'll take the win regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. You go to 9-3 on the year. Big district game coming up Friday night at Warren East.
It will be, and of course, they played us really close. Abby was in foul trouble. Everybody remembers that. But I feel like we've gotten better since then. Tonight, like we were a little rusty, but we'll get back in a routine. Hopefully, a few days of school here, and then maybe Friday will be a lot better.
I know they played 4 games. They played on Thursday, 2 on Friday, and 1 on Saturday. So you think maybe they kind of wore down a little bit toward the end?
Yeah, I think they could have, and like you said, I just think that our intensity, our pressure, kind of made them dribble. Some of them didn't want to dribble, and I feel like that kind of made them, forced them to do that. And, we forced turnovers and got easy baskets.
Well, Coach, congratulations to you. We'll see you at Warren East on Friday night. All right. Coach Piper Lindsay, the Trojanettes, coming from 11 down to defeat South Warren here tonight, 46-45, to go to 9-3 on the year. South Warren drops to 5-7 on the season. And we'll continue our post-game coverage here as we talk about our post-game wrap-up brought to you by CPC Commodities. Coach's comments brought to you by McDonald's. Enjoy a meal today at McDonald's on Smith Road. CPC Commodities, proven on our farm, made for yours. Barren County trailed 16-11 at the end of the first quarter, trailed 22-15 at halftime. Actually trailed by 3 after 3. It was 32-29. They come back in the fourth quarter, outscored South Warren 17-13 to win it 46-45. South Warren had 18 field goals. They only went to the line 3 times, but they made all 3 foul shots. And as McLean Hudson with 10 points. Grace Maxwell had 10, 9 for Juniper Stroud, 6 for Hannah Bowler, 4 points for Jenna Lindsay. Abigail Overbay had 4, and 2 points for Ashley Overbay. For the Trojanettes tonight, 15 field goals, 3 fewer than South Warren. 2 of those were 3-point shots. And by the way, the 18 field goals for South Warren, they hit 6 threes out of the 18 field goals. Barren County only 2 threes. One of those from Katie Geralds, the other from Ann Ashley Atkinson. Barren County was 14 of 18 from the foul line. Most of those in the second half, where they went 12 for 16. Is that right? 12 for 16 in the second half. I believe that's right. And looking at the individual scoring, Abby Varney finishing with 15 points. She had 4 baskets, and she was a perfect 7 of 7 from the foul line. And Ashley Atkinson, 11 points tonight, 9 of those in the second half, 7 of those in the fourth quarter. She had 3 baskets, extra 3-point shot gives her 4 field goals, 2 of 4 from the foul line. 8 points for Hannah Bragg coming off the bench, who only averages about 1.5 a game. 4 field goals tonight for Hannah Bragg, 8 points, 6 points for Shelby Byrne, had a couple of field goals, a 2 for 2 from the foul line, the 3-point shot from Katie Geralds, 2 free throws from Taylor Strange, and 1 point for Katie Elmore tonight. So you'll take an ugly win over a bad loss anytime.
Most of the time. Most of the time, I would agree with you. We definitely did not play our best and survive tonight. But it doesn't go as an ugly win or a good win. It goes as a win on the left side of that column. And we survived tonight by 15 of 36. Just 36 shot attempts, 42%. Only 2 of 8 from 3 for 25. One of those big threes. We kind of started the game with a 3 from Gerald, and ended the game with a big 3 from Ashley that kind of put us over the top for good. They got 13 more shots than we did, 18 of 49 for 37%. They hit 6 of 24, 5 of those, as you said, in the first half from 3. We turned it over 13 times. Majority of those in the first half. They turned it over 10. Majority of those really in the third quarter, where we were able to come back. They out-rebounded it just by 2, so we cut that deficit a lot, 27-25, but gave up 11 offensive boards. Another thing that allowed them to stay in the game was just those 11 offensive boards was part of the reason they had 13 more shots. Thankfully, they didn't cash in a ton on them, and were able to survive in a very low-scoring game. Get back in the gym tomorrow, get back in the regular routine, being back in school, and you make another trip down to Bowling Green, this time on the short side of town over, or the shorter drive anyway, is what I mean by over to Warren East, not going all the way across town like we did tonight. Go to Warren East for the district game to see if we can keep our winning streak alive in the district, but more importantly, just hopefully play a little bit better than we did tonight. And just kind of smooth some things out as we head into a really long stretch here in January.
Time to name our MVP of the game, brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Jamie Harris.
And Ashley, definitely think tonight with some big shots. She also guarded Hudson for a large portion of the time. What she finished the half with, she finished the second half with just 2 after scoring 8. She averages almost 18 a game, held her to 17. So, did a good job on her, and did what we needed to win. You can be happy with that and move on from here, and look forward to the boys' game here. That'll definitely be a pretty big battle against 2 teams that have pretty good records.
A couple of final scores in. Hart County girls beat Glasgow tonight 61-52. Metcalfe County girls over Greene County 60-46 on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. And I believe that's all I have so far. And Allen County Scottsville leading Greenwood 60-44 late in the fourth. So it looks like they're going to end up winning that ball game over the Lady Gators. Well, when we come back, we'll get set for the Trojans and the Spartans. It's game 2 for doubleheader. Don Franklin Glasgow countdown to tip-off. It's coming up on 104.7 The Score.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 little pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
What I really like with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real-life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class, hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
Bryce Button, they've got Griffin Larden, who averages in double figures. They defeated Ballard Memorial 67-53 on Thursday night, and then defeated Union County on Friday night 74-54. They've won 4 of their last 5. The Trojans are 7-3 coming into the game tonight. They finished 3rd in the Campbellsville Holiday Classic last week by defeating Casey County 76-44 on Wednesday night. Lost to Bardstown 63-61 on Thursday night, then a 20-point win over Edmonson County on Friday night, 72-52. Tate Spillman, William Compton, both had 15 points in that game. Bray Bealey added 13. And Jackson Reese had double figures in that game with 10 points. Barren hit 12 of 31 from behind the arc in a win over Edmonson County. The South Warren Spartans are averaging about 66.5 points a game. They give up 61.6. They shoot 46% from the field. They've made 69 threes. That's about 41% from behind the arc, 68% from the foul line, and almost 28 rebounds a game. The Trojans are averaging 65.6 points a game. Their opposition averages 52.7. They shoot about 43% of the field overall and made 102 threes this year, 33.6%. 64% of the foul line and 28.5 rebounds a game. Barren County leads the series over South Warren 8-4. The last 3 games have been decided by a total of 8 points. And South Warren has won 3 of the last 4. Barren County won it here in 2021. If you remember here at South Warren, Tate Pointer hit that near midcourt shot to win it for the Trojans in that game. And of course, the Spartans in District 14, they have a hard time getting out of the 14th District when you have to compete against Bowling Green, Warren Central, and Greenwood. South Warren rated 5th in the region this week in the Dave Cantrell ratings, number 7 in the Bowling Green Daily News prep poll. Barren County number 4 in the Lexington Herald Leader, number 2 among 4th region teams behind Bowling Green in the Bowling Green Daily News prep poll. But it's always a competitive game when we come down here.
You could arguably say we don't play well down here. That's not based on wins and losses. It's sometimes just a tough place to play. They match up physically with us. They give us a hard time because a lot like the girls, they're going to pressure you, get after you, make it a physical game. They're not going to really make it a full court game, but they're really going to be aggressive on the glass, really aggressive with ball pressure. So you can't get out of your routine. You can't get out of what you do well. You can't get out of your normals, and there's some comparisons to us. They like to shoot the 3. They actually shoot the 3 really well. They shoot field goals well in general. Anytime you see the 40, high 40s mark for field goals and 40 and above for threes, that's a pretty good team that shoots the basketball, and they've got multiple kids that can do it. So you have to respect a lot of positions, a lot of kids that can shoot it. So it'll be an interesting game for us. Unlike the girls, boys have not had that 11-game layoff. Went to Campbellsville, had a chance to beat Bardstown to get to the finals, didn't, but had 2 good wins up there and a competitive semifinal game that just couldn't pull out. So we haven't had a layover, but we have had a couple of days off with the New Year's break. Been in the gym a little bit. No school today, I think sometimes puts people out of routines. But all in all, the boys have been playing well. We've got to continue that, carry it over as we've got a really tough schedule coming up. You go to Warren East on Friday, who you beat, but they didn't have their big kid, and then you have a really an unknown Saturday. Warren Central after that, Glasgow, and then Bowling Green. So it's just a really tough stretch for the guys when you look all the way up to really middle of January. So interesting to see where we stack up with that second place rating. I don't know if it'll stay there. You would like for it to, but really just want to see where you stack up and continue to play. And there's going to be nights where we don't shoot it well, so you have to defend well and just make up for some offensive, gaps, if you will. But I like where our team is right now. I like how they play together and really just a cohesive unit that Warren's got rolling right now.
A couple of final scores before we go to the final break before our tip-off. Warren East girls beat Cumberland County 59-54. Allen County Scottsville 62. Greenwood, or 66. Greenwood 52 in that girls contest. We'll come back with the starting lineups of tonight's game, brought to you by SCRTC. After this timeout, you're following the Trojans on 104.7 The Score.
Medical Detectives is part of the Project Lead the Way curriculum, a feeder to the biomed program at the high school. One of the things that I really enjoy about this class is that it does expose the students to a number of different medical careers and give them ideas that there are numerous potential career opportunities for somebody in the medical field.
I would definitely recommend the class for someone who has interest in medical sciences, and you'll learn a lot about the brain, vital signs, and just all around a lot about science.
Classes that we're offering here with Project Lead the Way, it allows them to have those real world problems where they're able to connect with each other, connect across soft skills that they're able to develop and work through those problems together. And so within our school, within our district, we provide lots of different opportunities for students to learn, to grow, and so that's what our goal here is at Barren County Middle School, is to empower students through our learning opportunities.
A 6'3" junior, 12 points and 5 boards. Griffin Lardon, number 12, a 5'9" junior, 12 points, 4.5 rebounds a game. Van Hall, number 0, a 6'3" junior, averages 8. And Jace Charples, number 15, a 6'2" junior, who averages 6 points a game for the Spartans. They only have 3 seniors on this basketball team this year for South Warren, a team that defeated Allen County Scottsville by 34. They beat Glasgow by 9. A couple of the 15th district teams the Trojanettes or the Trojans will face later on in the season. They've already had a win over Allen County Scottsville. Will play Glasgow next Friday night at Trojan Gym. They had a 2-point win over Owensboro. And they defeated Ballard Memorial, Union County, East Jessamine by 11, Webster County by 24. Losses to Butler County, Davis County, Adair County, and Chattanooga Red Bank. The Trojans, under head coach, 16th year head coach Warren Cunningham, as assistant coaching staff Matt Gardner, Jared Browning, and Gavin Withrow. They'll start number 5, Tate Spillman, a 6-foot junior, averaging 15.2 points a game. Bray Bewley, number 3, a 6-foot junior, 11 points and 4.7 rebounds. Raymond Clemens, number 33, a 6-foot junior, who averages 5 points a game. Mason Punch, number 4, a 6'4" senior, 7.2 points, 4.5 rebounds. And Graham Hall, a 6'5" senior, 8 points, 5.2 boards. William Compton will come off the bench, a 6'3" senior, who averages 11.6 points a game for the Trojans. Now, the boys' game, they switch benches. Trojans are to our left, the Spartans to our right, and in the girls' game, the Trojanettes were to our right, the Lady-Spartans to our left. I guess they like that bench better. I don't know.
Well, as always, Jay, very observant, but that is odd.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the
reasons. Any other places that do that?
I'm not sure I've ever seen it, but we came over here last time. We sat behind the benches.
Well, we did, yeah.
So that's probably one of the reasons.
They've also switched the fan sections, too. The home section is behind the scorers table. The visitors are behind us.
I'd say that's one
used to be the other way
around. They switched the side, visitors and home, because a lot of people like to sit behind the bench, and if you sit behind the bench, you would have to move in between games
for the boys and girls. So
I would just maybe a coach's preference on how to do things.
Yeah. So, the starting lineups from South Warren. So make sure we have the official lineup here. There's one change. Cameron Bell is going to start, a 6'2" junior who averages 4 points a game. Trojans are in burgundy uniforms tonight, white numbers and letters outlined in gold. South Warren will be in their white with navy blue letters and numbers south across the front of their jerseys. The officials, the same 3 we had in the girls' game. Sponsored by Monticello Banking Company. NBC is a proud supporter of Barren County basketball. As we get set for Farmers RECC Jackie Browning Memorial Opening Tip-Off. And our first quarter brought to you by German American Bank. Supporting the communities we serve and believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Larry Hammer will toss it up, and here we go with the boys' game. It's going to be controlled by the Trojans as they move from left to right. Tate Spillman over to Bunch on the left side. Back out to Spillman. He'll give it to Bewley to set it up. Man-to-man defense by South Warren. Here's Spillman on the left wing. Spillman looking down low. They go in the middle there to Clemens. Bounce feed intended for Hall. It goes out of bounds.
Really a tough angle to get a post entry elbow to block, and Graham was moving backwards to make that catch really impossible.
So South Warren will put it in bounds. Riordan. The basketball. He's the point guard, and he'll hand it off out there to Drew Hudson. Now back around the brother to the left side to Jarvis. Jarvis, and that bounce feed goes wide right. For Hudson, it goes out of bounds. Barren County will get the ball back.
Very similar turnover for South Warren to start the game as we had. So 30 seconds gone, turnover each way.
Trey Bewley gets it in the front court on the right side. He'll give it off to Bunch for a three-point shot that rims out. And the rebound comes off to Riordan. Riordan stops, top of the key, feeds it off the left side to Jarvis. Goes into the middle. He lost the handle and then got it right back against Graham Hall. He'll send it over the right side now to Riordan. Riordan fires it out of the corner, and it's good. It's a two-pointer. And South Warren on the scoreboard first, 2-0. Bewley with the basketball. Drives it left side, gives it off in the corner to Clemens. Goes it back out front now to Spillman. Gives to Bewley on the left wing. They go inside. Here's Hall trying to make his move. Gives it off in the corner. Clemens pulls a trigger and hits it.
Wayman steps out a little bit, expanded his range.
Ties it up at 2. Riordan with the basketball. Right side it goes to Button. This is down low. There was the big guy, Cameron Hall, trying to make a spin move inside. Missed it badly on a shot over Hall. Here comes Bewley with it for the Trojans into the front court. He'll set it off. Clemens for 3. It is off high. Pulled down by Bell for South Warren. Gets rid of the basketball to Hudson. Hudson stops, pops a three-point shot. It's off the back iron. Hall clears it out for the Trojans. Outlet pass comes to Bewley. Bewley now long over to Spillman. In the corner goes to Bunch. Bunch dribbles it back out, gives to Spillman. Spillman starts his move, crossover dribble, gives it to Clemens, gives it to Bewley on the left side, wants to go baseline, gets his defender, would try to reverse it up, came up short. South Warren back the other row. Right side he goes to Jarvis. Jarvis inside, a lot of traffic taken away by Bunch. He'll give it off to Bewley, to Clemens. Clemens feeds it to Bewley in the left corner. Cross-court pass, here's Bunch, left open, 3 ball is no good. And the rebound comes off to South Warren. Jarvis into the front court. 24 to go here in the first quarter. Out front with it is Button. It goes left side with it to Hudson. Hudson at the free throw line. Back left side to Jarvis. Down low goes to Bell against Hall. Inside, here's his left-handed shot. Rim's good.
Not quite as big as the kid from Warren East, but it's kind of a good practice game with him posting up like we'll see Friday night.
4-2, South Warren leads it. Left side wing, Spillman. Spillman trying to penetrate, can't go, gets cut off inside there. Right wing it goes to Bewley. Now Bewley coming off the screen, gets in traffic, fires it off to Clemens on the left wing. Clemens with a crossover move in the corner to Bunch, can't shoot. And they're going to call her for steps. So William Compton will check into the Trojan lineup, a 6'3" senior, averaging 11.6 points a game. He's the second leading scorer on the team for Coach Warren Cunningham. Back over the right side, it goes to Riordan. Out top to Barrel again. Left side it comes to Hudson. Hudson putting down some dribbles, bringing it back out front. Off the right side it goes to Jarvis. Jarvis out top now to Riordan. They go down low. We're there to Button. Button in traffic, puts it up. It is good. It's going to count. Foul on the Trojans, and Clemens gets a foul. His first, team's first. Jackson Reese checks into the Trojan lineup. 5'11" junior, averaging 2.3, scored 10 in that win over Edmonson County on Friday night. The shot no good for Button, who's a 62% foul shooter. Barren County with the basketball. Jackson Reese thought about the 3 in the right wing. Bewley between the circles, over to Compton. Sends it out to Spillman. Spillman loves the 3, goes back to Compton, left corner, out to Reese. Now Reese in the middle to Hall, fires it over to Bewley. Bewley Gets cut off. Back up to Spillman, top of the circle. Spillman, spin move, in the lane, over the Hall on the right side. Goes into the paint, looks, throws it back out to Bewley. Bewley, working, dumps it back to Hall. Inside, bounce pass underneath the Reese, and he puts it in.
Good job gathering himself. Reese flashing to the basket for the assisted layup.
And it's 6 of 4. To the other right side is Warden. Out top now to Jarvis. Left side to Hudson. Hudson around the top of the key. Loops it over to Bell to the right side. Back out now to Jarvis. 6 to 4. South Warren leads Barren County. 3:10 to play in the first quarter. Here's a 3 right side good for Warden. That's his 12th one he's made this year for South Warren. 9 to 4. Spartans, Bewley. Out between the circles. Left side is Compton. Can't shoot, gives it to Spillman. He can't shoot, he's defended. Compton to the left wing. Out top, Jackson Reese left open. 3 ball is coming off. Ball slapped out of bounds. They're going to say Hall touched it over 3 South Warren players. So the Spartans will have the basketball with 2:46 to go here in the first quarter.
Definitely not a lot of offense here.
Thad Hall, number 0, a 6'3 junior, averages 8 for the Spartans, is checked into the lineup. Warden with the basketball. Gets rid of it to Hall. Now Hall leaves it out there with Kai Rich, who's checked in as well, a 6'5 senior for South Warren. Skip pass, comes left side. Rich working against Hall, down inside, a spin move up the left hand, back it in.
Gave too much ground there. Knew he was going to spin back to the left side, and he did that with ease off the window. 7-point lead for the Spartans. Gets Warren to call a timeout.
11 to 4. South Warren here with 2:20 to play in the first quarter. Timeout brought to you by The People's Bank. The People's Bank, your local community bank working for you.
And Brady beats, but not happy with the little scoring that's going on for the Trojans offensively. We've got a timeout here, get an offensive set to figure some things out on that side.
If you look at the ratings and the Cantrell ratings, Barren County was rated 4th this week. South Warren number 5, and only about a 2-point difference between the two.
Yeah.
Really with it for Barren. Right side it goes to Compton. Out top to Spillman. Back to Compton. Right wing 3. Ooh, in and out. And a rebound underneath the basket. It's going to be off the Trojans and out of bounds. Carter Browning just checked in. 6'3 senior for the Trojans. So we've got Reese, Bewley, Spillman, Compton, and Browning on the court right now for Barren. Comes over to Hall for South Warren. Gets rid of it to Rich. Down low. Posted Browning low there is Button. Out the right wing, a 3 good as Compton and Browning sails across the lane. The basket to Warden, his second tray of the quarter.
Count the 3 and the foul goes on Rich.
And that's the first foul on South Warren here in the basketball game. Cade Hardy has checked into the Trojan lineup, a 5'11 sophomore. He'll come in for Jackson Reese. 47 to play here in the first. 14-4 South Warren. Really will bring it up. Bewley, right side, Spillman. Back off to Bewley. Back to Spillman on the wing. Now put down the dribble. Going to fire up a 3, and it is no good, but a foul.
I think it'll be a pushing foul on Hall. Hardy was trying to set a screen there for Tate, and Hall was just pushing through the screen.
That'll be his first, South Warren's second foul. Bewley inbounds. So he gets it back from Carter Browning. Compton pulls the trigger 3. Yes, needed that rainbow 3 for Compton. For the People's Bank 3-point shots. First of the ball game for Barren. 14-7 South Warren. And we got a whistle away from the basketball. Illegal screen called 12. With his first, team's third. Well, now they put it on Rich, apparently.
Okay. 13 instead of 12.
And so he's coming out because he's got 2 on him now. Barren County with the basketball. Here's Bewley at the right elbow. Compton from Browning. They'll give it out to Spillman. Sends it to Hardy. He's going to fire up a 3-point shot. Nails it.
A little extra on that one to get there. Now you got to get back.
They quickly get down the floor, and Button lays it up and in.
Good job making a 3, but you got to recognize the leak out on the backside.
16-10. And here's Carter Browning firing up a 3. It's an air ball. Coming up with it is Rardon for South Warren. Jump pass over the left side. Hudson had it swatted away from behind, and then it goes out of bounds. Browning took a tumble on the floor. And looks like Button's going to check out for South Warren. They brought in Owen Shively, a 5'10 sophomore. 34 seconds to play in the first quarter. They've also got Deshaun Bridges in the ballgame as well for the Spartans, a 6'2 senior. There's Thad Hall over to Rardon. Rardon going to fire up a 3 off the dribble. It's no good. Compton with a rebound, gives it to Spillman. Spillman into the front court, down the right side of the lane, throws up the shot. Good.
Wow. Nice. Plenty of time. He got thrown to the floor.
Yeah. 16-12, 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Rardon losing the handle. We got it back. It should have been a walk-in, no call. And now here's Bewley taking the shot off in time. That will end the first quarter. South Warren leads Barren County 16-12 after 1 period of play. We'll be back after this break. This is Trojan basketball at 104.7 The Score.
It's not about having kids know content knowledge, like, hey, I memorized this order of things, or I know that. It's actually basically like a knowledge acquisition process. Do I know how to get knowledge? Do I know how to research? What's my question? How do I know when I've learned this? How do I know when I'm ready to go to the next thing? So for them in the STEAM process, what we look at is, what's our question first? What are we trying to accomplish? What's our goal when it's all said and done? I try to have models for the kids. We discuss things. We look at examples from the real world, and ultimately in the end, they have to figure out the engineering process for themselves. I'll provide them with materials. I'll provide them with instruction, even some direction, but ultimately in the end, they have to build these things, and that's the kind of real world stuff they're going to have to work through. That stuff will take them far beyond what they learn here. It's all about trying things, taking risk, and then applying what you've learned in a classroom to what you do in life, and then being able to develop techniques that you can use outside these walls.
From South Warren, Trojans trailing 16-12. The second quarter is sponsored by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Jay Turner and Robert Bauer, Chris Pratt, your producer. Here on this Tuesday night, January 2nd, 2024. South Warren with the basketball. Well, actually dribbled off the foot. Here comes Kate Hardy into the front court with it. Side Compton, can't shoot the 3. Back out it comes to Hardy. Now Hardy leaves it with Bewley to set it up. Goes right side with it to Spillman. Spillman on the dribble, curls into the lane, goes up with a runner, bounces in off the back iron and fell in. Second field goal where Tate Spillman trims the lead to 2, 16-14, a traveling violation on Hudson. So Barren County now with a chance to tie the game up on a 2 or take the lead in a 3. Spillman into the front court. Going to fire up a high arching 3. Swish! Got that one right over the outstretched arms of Bridges. They fell a little bit. Barren County takes the lead 17-16. There's a shot that's no good for South Warren's Rardon, but a foul on the Trojans, and it will be charged too. Hardy, yes, and that'll be his first personal, number 2 of the second, and actually the first one of the second quarter. Going to put Rardon at the line. He's a 76% foul shooter. First one is good. He's got 9 points. Averages 12 a game for South Warren. Back into the Spartan lineup is Bryce Button. He'll replace Drew Hudson. Second shot for Rardon, on the way, and good. Now South Warren back on top, 18-17. Bewley picked up in the backcourt by Larden. Gets it across the line. Sends it off to Spillman. Another three-point attempt. Good!
Wow. Catch, shoot, no decision there. Oh. Just let it fly.
Well, Tate Spillman has 10. 2018 off the D People's Bank three-point shot. And there's an offensive foul leaning in to Tate Spillman. It's going to be charged to Bridges. His first, team's first in the second quarter.
Tate, after he hit that tough bucket where he really probably got pushed in the back a little bit and has just been on fire.
Barren County with the basketball. Here's Bewley into the front court. Right side it goes to Spillman. Spillman dribbles toward the top of the key. Sends it off to Hardy. Back to Spillman. Another three-point attempt is going to be off this time. And ball knocked down, stolen by Hall. Got around the defender. Back out to Compton. He thought about the three from out there. Gives it back to Spillman. Over goes to Bewley. Bewley skip pass down low in there to Hall. In the lane. Bounce pass in the right corner. Compton can't shoot. Gives it back to Spillman. Now Spillman putting down the dribble. Reversing back to the right. Gives it off to Compton. Compton sends it over to Hardy. We'll give it over to Bewley on the left wing. Looking for Spillman. Can't shoot. Now reverses. Trying to penetrate into the lane. And Button reaches in and ties it up.
Trying to get rid of it. He had Ray one option and Compton the other option. Couldn't dig it out of there and get it to them. They made a defensive switch. They put a little longer Jarvis on, who's 6'2", on Tate to give a little bit more length, make it tougher to shoot over.
Spillman looking, lobs it out to Clemens, who's back in the court, along with Mason Bunch. Spillman, top of the circle, right side it goes to Bewley. Bewley looking inside, putting down the dribble now, brings it back out. Guys picked it up, goes back to Spillman. Spillman, back to Bewley. 5:40 left in the half. Barren County leads it by 2, 20-18. Out it comes to Bunch. Sends it back over to Bewley. He's covered up there by Larden. Back out it comes to Spillman.
Zone slowed us down just a little bit.
Now here's a bad pass, but picked up in the corner there by Hall. Throws it back out to Bewley.
Slowed down the game, made us kind of regroup offensively, and we're trying to get positions. Their length makes it zone a little tougher to get it inside.
Bunch with it in the middle. Clemens in the corner. Bunch back out to Clemens again. And now, what do we got? A foul away from the ball.
You're going to get Button just shoving underneath. Him and Graham battling it out.
That's going to be the first foul on Button. Second foul of the quarter against the Spartans. Larden's going to check out for South Warren, and coming in for him is Drew Hudson. Bewley. Out to Spillman. 3 in the air. No, missed it badly, and Hall tried to save it in bounds but couldn't. Warren's basketball. 4:58 to play in the first half. Trojans 20, Spartans 18. They leave it out there with Jarvis. Takes it to the basket. That's Button. You'll see the shot. Trojans have it on the other end. And here in the lane is Clemens. In the corner to Hall. Back out to Bunch. Clemens on the left side. Bounces back out front to Bewley. Pass, right elbow, Hall. Back to Bewley on the wing. Gets a screen from Hall. Goes to the free throw line, dumps it back to Hall. Working inside on it, puts it up, no. Shot it over the rim. Try to draw the body contact there. On the other end, here's a layup that's good for Button, his 6-point.
Yeah, got to get back. Two of his 3 buckets are just because we haven't got back set up defensively.
Sin Bunch with it on the right side. One dribble, looks for help, goes back out to Spillman. Spillman gives to Bewley. Bewley, dribbling to the left, gives it to Hall. The bounce pass back to Spillman. Spillman on the right side after Bunch. Clemens with it, down to the key, back over to Bewley, down low is Hall. Hall posted up in there, kicks it back to Clemens, over it goes to Bunch. 3 ball to the air, no good, off high. Battle for the rebound, going to be taken in there by South Warren. Here's a long 3, good. That was Drew Hudson with his 30th three-point shot he's made this year.
He's been quiet all night. That's his first
of the game. 23-20 South Warren. Bunch in the corner to Hall. Sends it out to Spillman. Spillman back to Bunch on the right side. Goes in the middle. Clemens. Clemens drives left side of the lane. Turns. Bounces back out to Bunch. Back to Spillman. Gives it over the left side. Bewley inside his Hall. Put it up. Can't finish it. And taken by South Warren. Right down the lane. Up with the left hand. Missing the shot is Jarvis. Barren County back the other way. Diagonal pass off the right side. Bunch out to Hall. Now Hall looking for Spillman. Can't find him. Bewley comes out to get the pass. Bewley back over now to Clemens. Sends it out front to Spillman. 2:20 left in the half. 23-20. South Warren leads it. Pass, pass. Here's Clemens driving, hitting the side of the backboard. Button with it for South Warren. Button driving all the way to the basket, gets fouled. On Clemens. Second on Clemens. 2 on the Trojans here in the second quarter. Button at the line. First free throw is good. A 62% foul shooter. He's got 7 points in this one. 24-20 Spartans. You know, Spartans play a lot of guys too off the bench. Rotating several in and out. Second one for Button, also good. 25-20. South Warren back on top. They've scored 7 straight. And here's Bewley trying to drive underneath. They had it blocked on him, and then he tried to pass it off to Spillman. Had it batted away. Here's Rardon with it for South Warren. Crossover move. Drives. Oh, that's a collision. That's going to be an offensive foul. Carter Browning taking the charge.
He got his feet planted. He didn't maybe stand straight up, but he did a good job selling it. That's all that really matters. But South Warren's going to pick up some full court pressure.
They're double teaming Bewley, trying to get the ball in play. Comes in the bunch. Gives it back to Spillman. Spillman works it up court against Jarvis. 38 left elbow. Compton is back on the court. Spillman, 3 is off high over the backboard, out of bounds. Uncalled here. Dave Spillman knocked down a pair of threes just a couple of minutes ago, back to back, but 10:25 to go, second quarter. Rardon hands it off to Jarvis around the top of the horn. Ball skips away, and it's out of bounds off of Browning. Lead. It was 20-18.
2018. We missed our last 6 shots. And they've regained a 5-point advantage now with the ball.
Here's Rardon around the top of the horn. Gives it now to Hudson. Hudson over the right side of Button. Button out top now. Got another new player in the ball game. 23, Jackson Decker is in the ball game now for South Warren. Leave it out with Hudson. 53 seconds to play. Hudson's going to drive against Spillman. Shoots over him. Misses the shot. Got his own rebound. Puts it back up and in. His second field goal of the quarter, and now it's a 7-point lead for South Warren. 27-20.
And that's their largest lead.
There's Bewley with the basketball. Left side Compton. Drives to the left elbow. Back out to Bewley. 28 seconds left in the half. Browning over to Compton, fakes, slides over, shoots the 3, got it.
Up shot, just slid laterally. Now you got to get back because they're turning it over real quickly.
27-23. Button with the basketball for South Warren, hands it off out there to Rardon. Rardon works off the screen to the right. Steps back, can't shoot the 3, gives to Hudson, forces up a 3, hit the front of the rim. That's South Warren leads Barren County 27-23 here at halftime. We will come back with a halftime report brought to you by Extreme Cheer. Following this timeout, this is Trojan basketball on 104.7 The Score.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
Building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And you know, sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our Project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
Spartans. This is the halftime report brought to you by Extreme Cheer. Barren County trailed 16-12 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams scored 11 in that second period of play. Barren County did take a 2-point edge at 20-18 before being outscored 9-3 the rest of the way by the Spartans. South Warren had 10 field goals in the first half. 3 of those were three-pointers. They were 4 of 5 from the foul line. And Griffin Larden leading the way for the Spartans with 10 points. He knocked down a couple of three-point shots. 2-point basket, 2 for 2 from the foul line. Bryce Button has 8 on 3 field goals and 2 of 3 from the foul line. Drew Hudson with a couple of field goals for 5 and a 3 and a 2. 2-point basket from Cameron Bell and also from Kai Rich. They had 10 players to get minutes in the first half for Coach Carlos Boros. Barren County Trojans with 9 field goals in the first half. 5 of those were three-pointers. Did not go to the free throw line in the first half. Tate Spillman with 10 points in the first half to lead Coach Warren Cunningham's team. 4 baskets. 2 of those were three-pointers. A couple of threes from William Compton. A 3-point basket from Cade Hardy. And a 2-point basket from Waylon Clemens and Jackson Reese. Ray Bewley started the ball game, has not scored. Graham Hall and Mason Punch all started but did not score in the first half.
We had 1 less field goal than South Warren there in the first half. 9 of 21 for the Trojans for 43%. Hit a third of our threes, 5 of 15. So 15 of our 21 shot attempts in the first half were from distance, shooting 43% overall. South Warren with 10 of 18 for 55%. They hit half of their threes. They were 3 of 6 from behind the line. We turned it over 5. They turned it over 7. They out-rebounded us 13-8. Both teams had an offensive board apiece. And what I said in the opening was when you struggle to score, and I think it's safe to say we kind of had some gaps. We had some struggles. We had some lulls in our offense tonight. We have to be solid defensively. they have gotten some easy buckets. I know Button especially has gotten a couple of his buckets just because they've gotten back down the floor quickly, and sometimes that's actually off of our mates. They're just getting back and scoring easily, and nothing has come necessarily easy for the Trojans on the offensive side. So I think we're playing hard. I think we're getting after it. They're not as physical as I maybe expected them to be, and maybe we've done a good job matching that. We just have to find some ways to continue to get the ball in the paint. I think we fed Graham a couple times. We just haven't scored it. Get the ball continually in the paint and see if you can open them up a little bit. They've shown that they can't go zone, but they're not going to do it very much as they went one possession of that and really abandoned it. But we can't rely on the three specifically in all ways, even though we're right on pace. We average about 11 a game. We're right on pace with that. Just a hair under at 5 made in the first half. So competitive right here with it. We let them grab that lead and expand it, and it sits at 4 here at the half.
Trojanettes came from 11 down to defeat South Warren in the girls' game tonight, 46-45. And it's a busy week with 3 nights of basketball this week for the Trojans. Only 2 nights this week for the Trojanettes. We'll be at Warren East on Friday night. Very important District 15 doubleheader at Warren East on Friday night. For the Trojans will be at Bowling Green High on Saturday. They'll take on Nashville Whites Creek at 3:45. We'll have a broadcast that game here on 104 The Score. And then next Tuesday night we'll be at Warren Central. And then a week from Friday night, we finally get a home game. It's been almost a month. I think the December the 15th was the last doubleheader that we had at Barren County. So it will be January the 12th, almost a month. And the Trojans and Trojanettes will host Glasgow in the District 15 doubleheader. That's what's ahead on the Trojan and Trojanette basketball schedule. And when we come back, we'll get set for the Farmers RECC Jackie Browning Memorial second half. And our third quarter brought to you by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Again, the score here at the break, it's South Warren 27, Barren County 23. You're following the Trojans on 104.7 The Score.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 little pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
What I really like about with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
Following Barren County High basketball at 12:30 a.m. and 104.7 FM, WCDS Glasgow, online at 104thescore.com and on BC Live tonight as well. Couple of scores, Warren East boys lead Cumberland County 31-28. Warren Central leading Lyon County, it's Lyon County leading Warren Central 44-26.
#1 team in the state.
Yeah, Travis Perry, who was committed to play college basketball at Kentucky.
Really can score the basketball.
Another Reed Shepard, you know.
Yeah. Crazy thing is
the leading scorer in Kentucky high school basketball history.
Yeah. Crazy thing, Reed Shepard has gone from kind of a high school standout to I saw a post today. He's the highest rated Kentucky player on the draft boards. Like, we thought he might be a 3 or 4 year player. He's just outside the lottery in some of the NBA draft boards that they're throwing out here early in the year, which is just absolutely absurd.
Yep. Trojans go back to second half. Mason Bunch, Tate Spillman, Graham Hall, Waylon Clemens, and Bray Bewley. South Warren's basketball to start the third period. We got Larden, Hudson, Button, Jarvis, and Bell. They're working around the left side. Jarvis back out to Bell. Finds Larden with it on the right side. Back out now to Jarvis. Swings it left to Bell. Out top to Larden. Larden back over to Bell, or rather to Jarvis. Give it to Button. Button. Bell trying to spin in the lane. Goes up over Hall. He missed it. And Hall falling down. Gets rid of the basketball to Spillman. Spillman takes it left side. Hands it off to Bewley. Bewley back to Spillman. Out of the corner for three. Good.
A couple misses there, but not scared to let it fly.
Three from the left wing for South Warren, misses, and it's Bunch with a rebound for the Trojans, gives it off to Bewley. Barren down by one, it's 27-26. Mason Bunch with a 27-footer, and he knocks the bottom out of it.
That was from the volleyball line. That was closer to half court than it was the three-point line. That was deep.
And on the other end, here's Warren putting it up and in.
Another example, though, of a made three and lead it to a made layup on the South Warren side.
Bunch again from the left side. No good this time. Clemens with the offensive board. Back out to Bewley. He'll fire a three, and it's no good. Rebound to South Warren. Front court, angling off the right, going under. Shot partially blocked. Hall had it for a moment, had it poked away. Bewley's got it, though, for Barren. Coming back the other way with it. Bewley into the front court. Gives to Bunch in the right wing. Bunch sends it back out to Bewley. The left elbow is Clemens. Clemens looking for Spillman. He turns with it, goes to the basket, puts it up, no good, but a foul on Button, and that's his second, I believe.
You get about three options off of that X play that we run, that Warner's ran forever. And you don't see that one used very often. That's what we call X spin. You have the high post player kind of curl out and use the others as decoys to take it to the bucket.
First free throw is missed by Clemens. He's 9 of 17 from the line on the season. One more. We're tied at 29, 6:16 to play here in the third period. Clemens for the second toss, and it's good. 30-29, Barren by one. Hudson with it, out the Button, top of the key. He gets rid of it to Jarvis. Jarvis out of the left side of the floor, down low, and a bounce feed intended for Pell. It goes out of bounds. And Barren County will get the basketball, 6:05 to play here in the third period. And Barren up by one as it comes into Bewley. Larden picking him up early in the backcourt, racing with him down the court. Now goes into the paint, kicks it out to Bunch. He's open, lets it go for three. No good off the left side of the rim. Larden, long pass down the floor. It's Button pulling up and under, flips up the shot, no good. And Hall clears it out for the Trojans. Gives to Clemens. Clemens accelerating down the lane, puts it up, it's good.
And one, he had his left arm grab, but good acceleration, hesitation, and then a burst. Gets us a three-point lead and a South Warren timeout.
32-29. Trojans lead with 5:36 to play here in the third period. Got a score in the Glasgow Hart County game. Glasgow boys leading Hart County at halftime 33-32. And Hart County girls defeating Glasgow tonight 61-52.
I'm not great, this is keeping stats, but I try. But that bucket and even attempt by Waylon was our first two-point attempt of the whole half. I mean, I know we've only played 2.5 minutes, but, we're 2 of 5 for 3. But you've got to get in the paint. You've got to keep them so they respect your ability and don't just guard you around the perimeter with hands in the face.
Yep. Button will toss it in for South Warren. So it comes out to Rarden. Rarden working against Prey Bewley. Dribbles off to the left, gives to Jarvis. Jarvis cuts back left, gives it back to Rarden. Rarden trying to penetrate, can't go, cut off by Bewley. He'll give it out to Button. Sends it off to Jarvis, drops it 3. Gets rid of the Button, free throw line. And now here's a jumper, 10, way off the mark. Bell puts it back up and in.
That was so off, it was almost a pass on that offensive rebound.
And now 32-31. Barren County with a 1-point lead. Here's Bewley out front with it. Bewley working the left side, reversing back right, trying to go back door. Couldn't find Spillman. Now they get up and down and low there to Hall. Back out to Bewley, trying to penetrate. Left elbow, off to Bunch, fakes a 3, moves in, can't shoot. Bounces back to Bewley, hooks it back to Bunch. Bunch going to fire it up 3. It is headed out and all over the rim and out. Rebound Hall trying to go back up. He can't get it to fall. And to kick it back out to Clements on the offensive boards. The Bunch down inside Hall and a foul. Somebody grabbed Hall with the arm, and it's going to be on Rarden, I believe. I believe that's 3 out here. No, that's just 2.
Listen to you and John, I think it was a Bardstown game. He said Graham played really well, had some strong moves and plays. He's playing the same way tonight. Just really strong with the basketball, really trying to dominate the paint with size and strength.
Yep. There's Spillman in the corner. Bunch fires, hits it.
They went for the steal. You got to take advantage when you have numbers. And Tate tried to accelerate, didn't have anything. And when they were a man down, kicked it for a wide open 3 in the corner.
Mason Bunch with his 13th and 14th three-point shot. Rarden knocks it down from the top of the key. That's his 3rd 3 of the ball game.
Yeah, too early, but he has that ability to step back, knock it down.
Bewley driving in off the glass. It's too strong. Rebound comes off the Button for South Warren. Down the middle, bounce pass broken up by Clemens into the hands of Bunch. Trojans got to go the other way. Here's Spillman. Off to Clemens. Clemens in the corner. Bewley pulls the trigger. No good. Bunch trying to get the rebound. It's going to be taken by Rarden. And up the left side. Spin move in underneath. Shot put up. No good. A foul on Hall. It's going to send Kai Rich to the free throw line. 6'5" senior, averages 3 points a game. He scored a bucket back in the first period. Free throw rolls off. First free throw, actually the second free throw of the night for South Warren. No, first for the second half. Bunch checks out. Carter Browning back in. Got Cade Hardy back in the ball game for Waylon Clemens for the Trojans. Rich back in the line for a second free throw attempt. It's on the way, and it's short. Spillman comes out of there with it. Long pass up to Hardy. Hardy gets cut off. They go back to Browning. Right corner 3. Barely brushed the iron. And here come the South Warren Spartans on the attack. They hook it off in the left corner to Jarvis. Back out now to Hudson. Got Hardy guarding him. Now Hudson's going to drive into the paint. Ooh, collided with Browning. Ooh, they're going to call a block. And I believe Browning may be down and hurt. So they put the foul on Browning. That's his first. This is his first foul of the third quarter. His stomach.
He wasn't in a position to be able to protect himself when he hit the floor, and I think his head just kind of hit the floor in that situation. So he's okay. He's talking to Warren, but I know he's shaking up a little bit. And he actually did a good job rotating over and making it at least a 50-50 call where you force the official to make whether it's a block charge. He's got at least one charge call in his favor tonight and couldn't get that second one.
Yeah. We have 3:14 to play in the third period. Barren County with a 1-point lead, 35-34. Don't forget, we'll be on the road again Friday night as we head down to Warren East. The District 15 doubleheader. Girls game will start at 6. Boys to follow. We'll be on at about 5:45. Carter Browning is sitting up now. Now he's on his feet. Did he hit his head against the floor? I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either until I watched the replay. And as a kid who wasn't very fast and really couldn't play much defense, I had to take charges. So you have to. It's really something you have to practice. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do, but if you don't catch yourself with your hands and kind of push back, your head is just right there to kind of bounce off the floor and not protect yourself. So it's really kind of an art of how you catch yourself and keep yourself from bouncing. And sometimes it just happens so quick. That's what has to happen. So I think he's okay. Just kind of walked off on his own power and sitting there at the end of the bench gathering himself.
Ball comes out to Rich at the right elbow. Dribbles it to the left, curls around, leaves it off in the corner with Larden. Larden, as Jackson Reese is checked in the ball game, he's guarding Larden. Moves it to the right side, got Kate Hardy guarding Hudson out there. Now Button, bring it on the left side to Larden. Back out to Button.
They had a huge match inside, didn't take advantage of it.
Now Hudson gonna have a foul on Hardy.
We got it switched off. They had their biggest kid, Rich, posted up Tate Spillman, but they couldn't get the ball to him.
Second foul on Hardy. That's 3 on Barren here in this quarter. Ball comes out to Larden. 2:42 to play in the third. Spillman almost came up with a steal. Drives in. He'll go up against Larden. Larden's called for an offensive foul.
One was not sold well, but it was pretty obvious that he got hit right in the middle of the chest, so that was not going to draw very many complaints from the South Warren bench. Gets us a turnover with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, that's 3 on Larden. Ball comes into Hardy. She races down the floor to the left side, gives to Reese, fakes a 3, drives up the baseline, kicks it back out to Bewley in the corner. Compton a 3. Bingo!
Good extra pass. Bray had a shot, but knew also who he had in the corner.
38-34 in the People's Bank 3-point shot. Follow away left-handed shot, no good. Rebound Barren County. Here comes Bewley. Diagonal pass off to Reese. He goes under. Puts it up. It's no good, but gets fouled. On Rich. That's 3 on Rich. 4 on South Warren here in the quarter. Jackson Reese at the line for Barren County, who will have a pair. First one on the way, off the front of the iron. So they have one more try at it.
They could get out.
Yeah. So leave Jarvis in there. They brought in Thad Hall. Second shot for Reese, bounces high off the rim. Button with a rebound. 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Crossover move, spin move. Button puts it in and draws a foul.
Isolated Jackson Reese, and everybody else just kind of stood and watched. We've got to do a better job being a team that defends instead of just watching.
38-36. And Button at the line for 1. He's 2 out of 3. And he missed it. Ball hits the floor. Everybody just kind of stood and watched.
Yeah. Everybody doing a job blocking out.
Spillman. Crossover move. Can't shoot. Needs help. Goes in the corner to Hall. Back out to Spillman. Sends it out to Hardy. He'll fire it up for 3. It's off the mark. And here comes South Warren in the attack. A minute 43 to play in the third quarter. So give it to Jarvis. Jarvis trying to make a move on Hall at the baseline. Has to kick it back out now to Hall. That's Thad Hall for South Warren. Inside is a shot put in by Hudson and a foul on Spillman. That'll be his first, team's 5th in the quarter. At 38 with a minute 29 to play in the third period.
Trying to run some post ISOs against our guards and people where we can, or they can get some mismatches against us, and right now, that's what's got them the lead.
Hudson missed the free throw, a 79% foul shooter.
Well, I expected to make it. It's tied. They didn't let the lead.
It is Bunch for three. Good.
Answer right back. Mason's second. That's his second of the quarter.
Third from Mason Bunch in this quarter. Jarvis with it. Over to Button. Button not looking at a three-point shot. Gets rid of it off to Hudson. Hudson back over the left side now to Hall. Hall to the left side of the lane. Gives it in the corner now to Button. Down to 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Barren up by 3, 41-38. Button now wants to make a move on Bunch. Drives in, puts it up short. Rebound comes off to Hall. Alley pass comes to Bewley. Bewley over goes to Compton to the corner. Fires a three. Bingo again.
That's what happens when you tie it up. 6 straight on back-to-back threes.
6 threes in the third quarter for Barren. That's 11 for the Bulldogs. And it's 44-38 Trojans. 22 seconds to go in the third quarter. Got a foul out front on Bewley.
Put them at the line, won't it?
Yeah. It'll be 2 shots for Owen Shively. 5'10" sophomore. First one on the way, and it's no good.
Plenty of time. almost 21 seconds left in the quarter, so plenty of time to get a shot off for us.
Shively back at the stripe. His second shot goes up, and it's too strong. Ball tapped out, goes to Shively. He was there waiting for it. And a three from the left wing is no good. We're going to have a whistle and a foul
on Button, I think. 5 on them, so we'll shoot free throws.
And that's 3 on Button, I think. I thought it was 3, but maybe it's just 2.
And they'll put Tate at the line. I think Tate was the one that got fouled.
With 15.6 seconds to go here in the third quarter, Spillman at the line for 2. He has 13 points, 3 threes, a couple of 2s. And his first of 2, good. Spillman 16 of 26 from the foul line coming into tonight's game. Pulls the lead out to 7 at 45-38. Spillman back in the line for one more. And it's on the way, and he got it. 6:38.
One of the ways, all they do is run a simple sideline break. It's the most elementary kind of transition type of play you can run, but one of the ways you can keep them from doing that is sub, like Warren did there, and they had to take it out, which kind of gets everybody back in a defensive stance.
Yeah. Larden driving, goes up over Bunch, he puts it in. It's a block. And there's going to be a foul on Mason Bunch. That'll be his first. That's his 17th point of the game. The average is 12. It's 46-40 now, Barren County. So they brought back in Deshaun Bridges for South Warren. Free throw is up, and it's good for Larden. 6 seconds to go here in the third. Spillman, jump pass off to Compton, pulls a trigger 3. It's going to be off the mark. That's the end. 46-41 over South Warren. We'll repair with the fourth quarter after this timeout. Trojan basketball on 104.7 the score.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real-life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class, hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
Minutes here at South Warren, brought to you by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. Trojans scored as many points in the third quarter as they did the first half. 23 to South Warren's 14. Take a 5-point lead. Barren County with the basketball. Bewley hands it off to Spillman. Spillman looking left, reversing back right, goes to Bewley, feeds it to Hall. In the corner to Bunch, dribbles it back out, gives to Bewley, goes down inside to Hall. He puts it up with the left hand. Oh, it spins off the rim. Rebound comes off to Rardon. Fires it down underneath Jarvis, puts it up and in. Jarvis with his first two. And it's a three-point ball game, 46-43. Barren led by 7 at 48-41. Covered up, needs some help. Somebody's going to have to come get it. And it's Hall going to have to get the pass, hands it off to Spillman out in the midcourt. Spillman putting down the dribble. Right side, it goes to Bewley. Now Bewley putting down the dribble. Top of the key, over to Spillman. Can't shoot, slides over. 15-footer left side, off the mark. He gets fouled. Foul will be on Thad Hall, his second. Team's first of the fourth quarter. 2 shots for Tate Spillman. He's got 15 tonight. 3 threes. Barren hit 6 threes in that third quarter. Free throw good for Spillman. 11 threes in the ball game. 47-43 Trojans. Spillman for one more, and it's on the way, and it is going to go in. 43 Barren County. Quickly down the floor. Jarvis against Bunch. Throws it back out to Rardon. On the dribble against Bewley out front. Goes right side off the screen. They'll get rid of it out to Hudson. Swings it left side over to Bridges. Bridges back out front to Hall. Gives to Rardon. They'll try to set it up here. They set a screen for him. Rardon steps back, shoots a 3. No, way off. Goes in the hands of Hall. Here comes Bewley. For the Trojans into the front court, Bewley gives it over to Bunch on the right side, lobs it down into Hall. Hall kicks it back to Bewley. Now Bewley will give it to Hall, a high post right. Dribbles it out, gives it to Bewley. Bewley wants to penetrate, left of the lane, stops halfway down, gives it out to Spillman, 25-footer. No, it's off the back iron. Ball's knocked out, Bewley grabs it. Bewley, free throw line shot is no good. And coming off for the rebound is Bridges, and a foul on Mason Bunch. Second one on Bunch, first of the fourth quarter against the Trojans. Clemens coming back to the Trojan lineup for William Compton. 6 minutes to play. Barren County up 48-43. Barden. Getting the screen from Button. Diagonal pass underneath. And a shot goes up. It is no good, but a foul. Hall going down pretty hard there. Grabbing his left leg. Second one on Graham Hall. And he's down on his back right now. But is sitting up and being helped up. Not sure if he got a knee into the leg area or what. He's walking it off and seems to be okay. Glasgow leads Hart County after 3, 50-48. The boys game. So Hall is coming out and William Compton back in for Barren. South Warren will take it out. 5:49 to play. But gets it in the corner to Hudson. Hudson now got in there to Button. Button posted up in there against Clemens. He puts it up and in on a foul. Button with his 12-point. Clemens commits his third, team's third of the quarter.
I mean, he's a football player. I mean, he's their quarterback, right?
6'3".
I mean, he's getting some looks, and he kind of plays the basketball game like a football player. That time he just kind of bullied us underneath the basket. Got the bucket, but missed the free throw.
Yeah, he's 2 for 5 from the foul line and has 12 points on the night for South Warren. 48-45 the score. Barren leads it by 3. Here's Compton, swings it left over to Bewley. Bewley gets cut off. And that's it went off Bewley's foot, out of bounds.
Haven't turned it over a ton. That's our 6th one of the night, so that's not a department that has really hurt us. Neither team really turned it over a ton.
Yeah. Jarvis gives it to Button. Button drives the basket. Whistle. Basket will not count. Foul will be on Compton. His first, team's 4th.
He's not a shooter, so you've got to go underneath screens on him instead of curling to the bucket. That's what he wants to do, get acceleration and go straight to the bucket with you trailing him behind.
Yarden takes the 3, drives in, bounce pass inside the Button. He puts it up, blocked by Bunch. Ball gets loose, picked up by Hall. He'll hit it off to Bewley.
Good defensive play.
Right side, Compton, a 3. It was partially blocked. And coming up with the basketball is Bridges. Bridges on the right side, drives in, lost the handle, put it up. No, it ain't going to count as he trampled with it.
Lost it on the way up, and then caught it on the way down.
Comes into Spillman. 4:45 to play. Barren up by 3, 48-45. Here's Butch, bounced it inside there to Hall. Throws it underneath the Butch. He puts it up and in.
Tough pass because you have such little space there, narrow window to make it. But that was well executed by the 2 bigs in that scenario.
Mason Butch with 11 points all in the second half. 3 threes in the game. Ball batted away by Bewley, but chased down there by Rarden. Rarden trying to work it in. He may have got away with a walk. Here's a jump pass in the corner. And coming inside, got a whistle and a foul. Basket will not count. They're going to call a foul on Graham Hall, his 3rd. And that's 5 on the Trojans here in the 4th quarter. And that's going to put at the free throw line Deshaun Bridges, a 6'2 senior. With 4:10 to play, Barren leads it 50-45. Bridges on the way, and it comes out. South Warren, 1 of 7 from the foul line here in the second half. Second shot is on the way, and it comes off. And he muscles his way up, no good. Trying to get his own rebound, chased down in the corner by Compton. It's ridden up to Bewley on the right side. Bewley stops, gives it to Bunch. Slides over, can't shoot the 3. Comes back out to Compton. He'll give it to Bewley. 3:53 to play. Hands it off to Spillman. Barren up 50-45. Bewley with it deep on the left side. He gives it back out front to Spillman. He's covered up by Jarvis. Bounces back to Bewley. He'll send it out to Compton. Now Compton goes to Bunch on the right side. He'll give it back to Bewley, trying to penetrate. Right in the lane, goes under, puts it up. Got it! And a foul.
It's a good move. We just ran a little motion type play there, and Bewley got Reardon on his hip. And when he turned the corner, knew he was behind him, so he kept going to the bucket and threw the contact. Good job extending the lead, a chance to do that a little bit more here at the line.
Bewley 15 of 18 from the stripe on this season. His only bucket that he has scored tonight. They stretch the lead back out to 7 at 52-45. Jarvis and Bridges both check out for South Warren. They get Decker back in. Free throw by Bewley is good. 53-45. Barren County, their largest lead of the ball game. 3:26 to play. Rarden gives it out to Button, top of the circle. Button looking. Sends it off left side to Hudson. Now Hudson gets rid of it off to Rarden. Back in the right corner is Button. Looking, sends it back out top. Hudson shoots it for 3. It's no good. Rebound comes off the Bunch. He'll give it to Bewley. 3 minutes to play. Barren up by 8. They give it to Bunch for a 3. No good. Rebound comes off to Button. Warden for the three ball. He knocks it down. Only 4 of them for him tonight.
He's got all but one of them? He's got all but one of them.
All but one, yeah.
Only one consistently hitting threes, so we've got to not leave him open down the stretch here with a 5-point lead.
Here's Hall with the right elbow. Gives it right back out to Bewley. And timeout by Coach Warren Cunningham. This will be a full timeout with 2:26 to play. Barren County 53, South Warren 48.
Reardon's their second leading scorer, but he's their first leading scorer tonight. We've done a really good job on Hudson. Average of 17, only got 7 tonight. Reardon's got how many?
21.
So he's, and then it's mainly from behind the arc.
Yeah, 4 from behind the arc, 3 are 2-point baskets, and 3 for 3 from the foul line. Well, Barron's largest lead was 8, 53-45, before Rardon hit that 3-point shot to trim it back down to 5. 53-48.
Trailed by as much as 7.
When Glasgow leads Hart County after 3, 50-48 on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. Friday night will be at Warren East. Saturday afternoon, Bowling Green High for the German American Bank Classic. Trojans will play the second game of the day against Nashville Whites Creek. That's what about.
Might not know a whole lot about it.
That's true. It's hard to get anything out of state.
Yeah.
They don't have the website the KHSAA has.
I know a lot of people don't look at it, but it helps tremendously, the amount of stats. And I know it's good for the kids.
Who averages what, who you think might be the players out there on the court most of the game. All right, Trojans with it. Here's Bewley. Bounce pass in the middle to Bunch. And he's going to put down one dribble to the right elbow, gives it over to Spill to the right side. Spill's going to fire it up for 3, knocks the bottom out of it.
Probably wasn't fully the design, but they did not respect him, and he knocked it down.
Working inside against Spillman. Up and under move. Throws it up. It is no good. Hall rips it down. Gives it off to Bewley. 56-48. Barren matches their largest lead at 8 here. Here's Bunch with 1:50 to play in the basketball game. Comes out to Spillman. Spillman gives it back to Bunch. Back out to Spillman. Trying to take a little time off the clock here. There's Spillman, still on the dribble. Working against Decker out there. Drives in, left to the lane, throws it back out to Hall. Bewley with it. 1.5 to go.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything but run the clock.
And Spillman circles out, sends it over to Hall to the right side, back out to Bewley.
They got several fouls to give before we shoot the bonus.
Spillman's going to fire at 3. Yes!
It's one of those, no, let's run some clock, but if you're going to shoot it, you better make it. And he did.
He did. Here's Rardon giving it out to Putton. Top of the circle, back to Rardon. Now Rardon around the top of the key. He'll go in the left corner. 3 ball in the air, and it is in and out. And the rebound comes off to Hall. Gets one to Bewley. 56 seconds to play.
They got a foul at this point.
Floats it to Bunch and back to Bewley. Bewley back over to Bunch. Back to Bewley. 47 seconds to play. Compton, he's going to pull the trigger. It's no good. Hall with the offensive board. Back to Bunch. He'll give it off to Spillman. 38 seconds to play. An 11-point lead for Barren at 59-48. And a foul on South Warren is going to put Spillman at the free throw line. Decker commits his first. Clemens back in the Trojan lineup. .6. Clemens is fouled by Decker once again, his second. Still one more to give. That's 4. Now William Compton. Cade Hardy. Both come back in the Trojan lineup for Clemens and Hall. Rardon checks out for South Warren, replaced by Shively. Comes into Bunch, and he's going to be fouled. He'll enter the free throw line. Foul on Thad Hall of South Warren, his 3rd personal. Some Bunch, looking at his free throw stats, 6 of 11 from the foul line on the season. Gets 2 shots here. First one is good. Finally got on track with his three-point shooting in the third quarter. 12 points for the basketball game tonight for Mason Bunch. 60-48, Barren County. One more on the way, good. 61-48, 30-second timeout for the Trojans.
Is that 15-7? We've outscored them this quarter, is that right?
15-7. And Barren County's hit 8 threes in the second half. 13 for the ball game.
You know, that's, I've said it a couple of times, you sometimes, I even do this, focus on the number of threes that we take, and you look up there at some points, you're 2 of 8 like we were in the first quarter, but sometimes you're 6 of 14 like we were in the third, and the math, really, the metrics and the data shows that that's really the way to play basketball anymore. It's layups and threes. You don't shoot a whole lot of mid-range jumpers, and that's really the way this team operates is threes and layups. And so far, it's been a good recipe so far this year.
South Warren's basketball. Hudson will get it in play to Rarden. 33 seconds to play. Rarden just kind of carried it, hooks it off in the corner for a three-point shot that is good for Decker. And that will be their 6th three-point shot they've made tonight. Makes it 61-51 with exactly 27 seconds to play.
They average 8 threes, and they shoot it.
About 41% from behind the arc.
They haven't shot it that well tonight because, I mean, well, let's take it back. They have. They were shooting 50%, but I discount that a little bit because they only took 6 threes in the first half. So, and they haven't taken that many here. They've taken 6 again and hit 3 of them. So they're shooting 50%, but they're not taking a whole lot when you look at it.
Right. They've made 69 threes coming into the game tonight, so you have those 6, gives them 75. Barren County hit 102 threes coming in with 13 added onto that, 115 trays in 11 games.
I'll be interested to see this. How do teams adjust, or how do teams play us as we get into our region? You know, we went up there the other night, and I kind of made the joke that the team that we played, Casey County, left Compton so wide open that he had about 10 minutes to wrap and unwrap all of his Christmas presents before he took a 3. You know, they weren't well scouted. They didn't well scout them, but teams in the region are going to do a better job with that. How do we adjust and how do we play offensively as we're going to go to the line and shoot some free throws here with about 25 seconds?
Yeah, Bewley fouled by Bryce Button. 4 on Button. And 2 shots for Bray Bewley.
And I'd be worried about that a little bit, Jay, if we only had one kid that can knock it down. But we've got multiple kids that can do that, and that makes us a little bit more dynamic and harder to guard.
Yep. Bewley connects to the first. He'll have one more. 62-51, Trojans. Yeah, we've had 4 different players that hit three-pointers tonight. Spillman's hit 5, Bunch 3, Compton 4, Hardy had 1.
Really, Waylon and Graham are the only 2 kids that don't shoot a whole lot of threes, but they do so much else for us that they are invaluable like everybody that can shoot it.
There's Rarden, had it knocked away, stolen by Spillman. Spillman ahead up to Bewley underneath, lays it up and in. That'll do it. 63-51. Rarden for a long distance 3 that's in and out. Rebound to Clemens, and we got a foul with 2.2. Now the foul's been called.
Yeah, a little frustration there. Button just slung him down after he got the foul, then he slung him down. Unnecessary.
In his 6th.
So you shoot the 2 for the regular personal foul, and then you shoot the 2 free throws. Waylon gets the...
And it's supposed to be 65-51, not 63. They haven't put they didn't put the Bewley's layup up there. Clemens at the line.
These are the personal foul free throws first.
First one's good. be 66-51. Short on that one.
And then we'll shoot the technical free throws. Score's not right still.
No. It's supposed to be 66-51. Compton off the front of the iron. Second one is good. It should be 67-51. They haven't even put the last 3 points up there.
Scoreboard operator sleeping a little bit.
Ball comes into Hardy, that'll do it. 67-51.
No, they still don't have it.
But it's a win for Barren County, nevertheless.
They got it there.
Did he get it right? 67-51. They wait till the game's completely over and put it up there. Barren County outscored South Warren 21-10 in that final period. South Warren drops to 7-5 on the year. Barren County improves to 8-3. We'll be back with a post-game report brought to you by CPC Commodities. Prove it at our farm, made for yours, as you're following the Trojans on 104.7 The Score.
Medical Detectives is part of the Project Lead the Way curriculum, a feeder to the biomed program at the high school. One of the things that I really enjoy about this class is that it does expose the students to a number of different medical careers and give them ideas that there are numerous potential career opportunities for somebody in the medical field.
I would definitely recommend the class for someone who has interest in medical sciences, and you'll learn a lot about the brain, vital signs, and just all around a lot about science.
Classes that we're offering here with Project Lead the Way, it allows them to have those real world problems where they're able to connect with each other, connect across soft skills that they're able to develop and work through those problems together. And so within our school, within our district, we provide lots of different opportunities for students to learn, to grow, and so that's what our goal here is at Barren County Middle School, is to empower students through our learning opportunities.
As we welcome you to the CPC Commodities post-game report. Barren County Trojans trailed at the end of the first quarter, 16-12. Also trailed at halftime, 27-23, but took a 23-14 edge there in that third period, knocking down 6 threes in that third quarter to lead 46-41 after 3. And they outscored 21-10 on the Spartans in the fourth quarter, 44-24 in the second half. Trojans outscoring the Spartans. South Warren had 20 field goals. 6 of those were three-point shots. They were 5 of 15 from the foul line. Only 1 of 10 in the second half from the charity stripe. Griffin Rarden had 21 points to lead the Spartans in scoring. He knocked down 4 threes and 3 twos. 12 points for Bryce Button tonight on 5 baskets and 2 of 5 from the foul line. 7 points for Drew Hudson. He had 3 baskets, 1 of those a three-point shot. 4 for Cameron Bell, 3 for Jackson Decker, 2 points for Jace Jarvis, and Kai Rich also scored 2 points in the game. For the Trojans tonight, still haven't had a chance to add them all up. 3, 5, 6, 10, 12 field goals in the second half, 21 for the ball game, and 13 of those were three-pointers. 13 threes out of the 21 made field goals tonight for Barren County. 17 free throws there in the second half. Of course, they did not attempt a free throw in the first half. 12 of 17 from the line for the Trojans tonight. And 4 players knocking down three-point shots. Tate Spillman with 23 tonight to lead Barren County in scoring. He knocked down 5 threes, 2 twos. He was 4 of 4 from the foul line. Mason Bunch with 13 tonight. All in the second half, he knocked down 3 threes, 1 basket from 2-point range, and 2 of 2 from the foul line. Also, William Compton with 13 tonight. 4 threes and 1 of 2 from the charity line. 7 points for Bray Bewley all in the fourth quarter. Couple of baskets, 3 of 3 from the foul line. 4 points points for Waylon Clemens tonight. Actually 6. He had 6 points tonight. A couple of field goals and 2 of 4 from the foul line. A 3-point shot from Cade Hardy and 2 points for Jackson Reese. Graham Hall is the only starter that did not score tonight for Barren County, but a good win here on the road. Just kind of blowing South Warren out in that second half and knocking down a total of 8 threes in the second half.
That is 21 of 49 for 43% for the game. I was adding to see if it matched yours. 21 field goals, 13 threes, 13 of 35 for 37%. So, get the job done behind the arc over your average. Held them to, they shot 50% almost. They were 19 of 39 for 49%, 6 of 13 for 3. But, you start accumulating those threes and it really makes a big difference. We turned it over 6, they turned it over 11. I had a rebounds tied at 26. We had 5 offensive, they had 3. You look at it, I hate giving player of the game sometimes in games like this because I feel like you mentioned Graham Hall had no points, but I'm thinking it's all the other things. And we don't win the game without Graham Hall because he was so physical. He got a ton of rebounds. He really just did a good job. Will Compton had 13 points, but he was physical. He rebounded, defended. So it was tough. But Tate played well. And he defended their best player, Hudson, who only had 10 below his average. So this is the way that we have to win basketball games. I really like the way we played all in all. It's fun when you hit 13 threes, and it's fun when you play like this, but really we don't win without every single kid that played tonight playing as well as they did. So good win. Warren's over with the other media real quick, and he'll be over here in just a second. Okay, we'll take a break and come back and talk with Coach Cunningham as Barren County wins tonight 67-51 over South Warren. You're following the Trojans on 104 The Score.
It's not about having kids know content knowledge, like, hey, I memorized this order of things, or I know that. It's actually basically like a knowledge acquisition process. Do I know how to get knowledge? Do I know how to research? What's my question? How do I know when I've learned this? How do I know when I'm ready to go to the next thing? So for them in the STEAM process, what we look at is, what's our question first? What are we trying to accomplish? What's our goal when it's all said and done? I try to have models for the kids. We discuss things. We look at examples from the real world, and ultimately in the end, they have to figure out the engineering process for themselves. I'll provide them with materials. I'll provide them with instruction, even some direction, but ultimately in the end, they have to build these things, and that's the kind of real world stuff they're going to have to work through. That stuff will take them far beyond what they learn here. It's all about trying things, taking risk, and then applying what you've learned in a classroom to what you do in life, and then being able to develop techniques that you can use outside these walls.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is, I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
51 over South Warren here on the road tonight. Coach Warren Cunningham, congratulations to you. I know that first half was pretty rough and rugged, but you really got things going in that third quarter, knocking down 6 3-point shots.
Well, I thought that, I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought we were kind of hesitant and very tentative in the first half. I didn't think we played with confidence, which that's who we are. And you could just see it a little bit. Other than Tate, I thought Tate was fine. Everybody else just seemed to be a little hesitant. We were shot open looking on the threes and looking for somebody else to pass it. And that's, I mean, after 10 games, that's not who we are. And so, you know, I kind of challenged Mason a little bit, and I thought he was really good in the second half. That's who he's got to be. He's got to shoot the ball with confidence. If he misses some, if you're open, you got to shoot it again. And you got to think it's going in, because if you don't think it's going in, it's not. And but I was really pleased with the way we responded in the second half, just with the confidence that we played with, the mentality that we played with. We were having a hard time guarding them. I think they're pretty good. They're hard to guard.